हेलो पुकीस, व्हाट इज़ अप, व्हाट इज़ अप, वेलकम टू अनदर स्ट्रीम। क्या हाल है गाइस? आज है, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, आज है वीसीटी एसेंशन पैसिफिक, जहाँ पे अपनी इंडियन टीम वेलोसिटी खेलने वाली है। तो बहुत मज़ा आएगा, ठीक है। फील द वेलोसिटी गाइस, लेट्स गो। कैसे हो यार सब लोग? वेलकम 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 सभी लोगों का। लाइक कर दो फटाफट। आ गए हो तो गाइस लाइक करके जाना, ठीक है। टन टन टन, देखते हैं अभी क्या हो रहा है। ओके, इधर नोंगशिम हार गया है, 2-0 का स्कोर है। आई थिंक मैं देख रही थी। नोंगशिम इधर गाइस हार गया है। अभी अगला हम लोग का है वेलोसिटी वर्सेस फुल सेंस, तो मज़ा आने वाला है। गाइस सब लोग फटाफट कम ऑन लाइक करो। अपने मैचेस आई गेस कब शुरू होंगे पता नहीं, बट होंगे जल्दी, डोंट वरी। आई थिंक नोंगशिम के रोस्टर में गाइस थोड़े से चेंजेस है। पर्शिया नहीं दिख रहा है। आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू। भाई कितने स्पॉन्सर है देख रहे हो? इंटेल, जोई, इम्पेरियल वर्ल्ड, ये क्या है, ट्रेसिंग, फिर सिंड्रोम, क्या है ये सब, क्या है पता नहीं, बट प्रीडेटर, एसर का है। भाई इतने सारे देख रहे हो, इतने सारे वो है। नाउस जीत गया है, रुको इंटरव्यू देख
Yes,
लेते हैं।
congratulations on that win. Now, I think the big question on everybody's mind here is, was this the Nongshim that you were prepared for? Because the composition changes took, I believe, everybody off guard. Did it take you guys off guard as well?
ก็ก่อนอื่นเลยนะฮะขอแสดงความยินดีด้วยนะครับที่ชนะหน่องชิมมาอย่างค่อนข้างดีเลยนะครับในเพอร์ฟอร์แมนซ์ในวันนี้เนี่ยอยากรู้ว่าก่อนที่เราจะมาเจอหน่องชิม
गाइस
เนี่ยฮะเรา
लाइक करो
เตรีย
सब
ม
लोग,
ตัว
कम
ยังไง
ऑन।
มาบ้างครับ
ก็โฟกัสที่ตัวเองนั่นแหละครับเพราะว่าตอนแข่งที่เวียดนามพวกเราโฟ
नेक्स्ट
กัส
गाइस
คู่แข่ง
अपना
เยอะ
ही
เกินไป
मैच
จน
है,
เรา
डोंट
เล่น
वरी।
เป็นตัวเองไม่ได้ครับก็เลยโฟกัสที่ตัวเองมากขึ้น
so like we are changing our player habit like so during in Vietnam we focusing on like our overall like performance and
देख रहे हो
everything else
कास्टर
but
होस्ट
for this
वगैरह घर
tournament
में बैठे हैं,
we
ये लोग
focusing
कहीं
more
पे
on
तो है
ourselves
लैंड
on
वगैरह
individual
पे।
performance so it's like that's how we made it through to this tournament. Like we beat Nongshim 2-0.
I think that's definitely showing, especially on Ascent. As you mentioned, you guys didn't let what happened in Vietnam
गाइस
get to
लाइक
you.
करो, कम ऑन।
And Coach Amix said that you guys made a lot of adjustments. You didn't take the loss in Vietnam lightly. So, what did you guys really drill down on for Ascent in particular?
ก็ก็ใช่ฮะก็เราแพ้ที่เวียดนามก็จริงแต่ว่าเราไม่ได้แพ้แบบว่าขาดลอยขนาดนั้นซึ่งถือว่าเป็นการที่สู้ได้ดีเลยฮะอยากถามว่ามีการปรับเปลี่ยนอะไรบ้างครับในสำหรับ Ascension ปีนี้
ก็ทีมก็มีการเพิ่มเอมโค้ดขึ้นมาแบบว่าฝึกวิธีการยิงเพิ่มแล้วก็มีการดูแข่งด้วยการเพิ่มอะไรเงี้ยครับ
So what we adjust for Ascension Bangkok Pacific Ascension Pacific Bangkok 2025 is that we have the aim coach coming into our team now and like we focusing on like looking at all the gameplay of the opponent team and analyze it together.
हेलो जायरिक, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम।
Nice.
कैसे हो
One thing
आप
I
यार,
really
क्या
want to
हाल
ask
है?
you is last year at Ascension, you were part of Full Sense. You played against SPG, and of course, there was that infamous 13-0. Was that in your mind today? Did that revenge give you that extra motivator to close this out today?
ก็ปีที่แล้วนะฮะที่ VCT Ascension Pacific จาการ์ตานะครับเราก็ได้เจอกับน้องชิมเหมือนกันนะครับแต่ว่าในฐานะทีม Full Sense ครับซึ่งปีที่แล้วเนี่ยก็ค่อนข้างเป็นที่โจทย์จันแล้วก็ดังไปทั่วเลยว่าเราแพ้เขาด้วยสกอร์ 13-0 ไปด้วยกันนะฮะการที่เราชนะในวันนี้เนี่ยมันปลดล็อกอะไรบ้างหรือว่าเราทำให้เรามีความมั่นใจอะไรบ้างขึ้นมากขึ้นไหมฮะ
ก่อนมาแข่งกับหนองชิมก็ไม่ได้คิดอะไรแล้วเพราะว่าหลังจากแพ้ที่3-0ตอนนั้นก็คือลบออกจากหัวหมดแล้วไม่ได้มี feeling แบบ hard feeling หรือฝังใจอะไรขนาดนั้นครับ
So it's like to be honest after that 13-0 incident last in VCT Pacific Jakarta last year like he didn't like keep it in his mind at all after the game and like
यार
he just
अपने वाले
deleted
मैचेस चालू करो
all of those memory and we just reset everything up so this year is quite a redemption for us
Redemption indeed. Final question for you, PTC. You have, I believe it's going to be Riddle Order coming up next. Last year, this was the match that took Naus out of the tournament. Again, a story of redemption. Is it a different story this time around for you guys?
ก็เดี๋ยวเราจะต้องเจอ Riddle ใช่ไหมฮะซึ่ง Riddle เนี่ยในปีที่แล้วเนี่ยเป็นทีมที่เขี่ยนาออสตกรอบไปนะฮะในปีนี้เนี่ยคิดว่ามันจะมีอะไรเปลี่ยนแปลงไปมากขึ้น
भाई
กว่า
इन
เดิมไหม
लोग
ฮะ
का इंटरव्यू चल रहा है अभी तो मैं अच्छा हूँ आप बताओ मैं भी बढ़िया हूँ यार एकदम मस्त हूँ आपका क्या स्कूल वगैरह कॉलेज वगैरह से आगे हैं या फिर आज कुछ बंद वगैरह है आपका बताओ मेरा साउंड तो आ रहा है ना एक सेकंड सुन लेती हूँ मैं हाय हाय हेडफोन में कनेक्टेड है लो तो नहीं आ रहा है ना मेरा साउंड क्योंकि लाइक यू नो लो तो नहीं आ रहा है ना मेरा साउंड आई थिंक कभी ठीक हो जाना चाहिए अपना आई थिंक 3 बजे के आसपास शुरू होगा गाइस
talk with the team, right? Say the thing that we did mistake on the
full
Vietnam.
sense
After
guys
that, we fixed
full
it already.
sense
Okay.
So I think we are ready for Ascension.
For Ascension, you've
sense.
seen how the bracket works.
बट
right?
आज
What do you
तो
feel about-
मैं
how do you
जिंक्स
feel about
नहीं
format?
करूंगी
I think it's
आज
good.
तो
How do you
मतलब
feel
यू
about
नो
your group?
जीतेगा
I
तो
think I only fear about Nongshim
Is there a specific reason?
जिंक्स
why
तो नहीं करूंगी
Nongshim?
बचा
because they
जीतेगा
have better
तो
experience before. They
Mm.
play on land like the last year. They play on Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have better experience.
Would you also say that you think they're going to be one of the two teams?
In my opinion, yeah.
You being the
Second.
other team?
Yeah.
Second?
Yep.
Not
Maybe-
first?
Maybe first.
Maybe first.
Yeah.
And then for the other teams that are in your group,
Yep.
how would you say they are strength-wise?
I think
And
Riddle 3.
Riddle 3?
Yeah.
Nas
Nas
4?
4. And Velocity 5.
Velocity 5?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have
वेलोसिटी
anything
को
to say
5 बोल
for-
दिया भाई
for
ऐसे कैसे
NKT that's in the other group?
I hope they're doing well in this tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
करो
hope they
करो
are
अपने
come
आप
to
को
playoff
जिंक्स कर लो
and
जी
against us again. So when we play
अपने
on the
आप को ही
stage, we
जिंक्स
always
कर रहा
trash
है
talk
शायद
to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's,
Those are friends?
yeah, we are
Yeah.
friends with them. So I think it's gonna be fun.
People always talk about Korean talent that's coming through, but the fact that there's 12 Thai players as well means there's a lot of talent coming through from Thailand. How do you feel about the talent that's coming up, and why do you think Thailand deserves another slot in Pacific?
I think because our split 3 we have a lot of Thai team to qualify to So I think maybe we need more slots for Thai. Yeah.
More slots for Thai?
Yeah.
Is there anyone on your team that you would specifically say is someone to watch?
I think Leviathan.
Leviathan?
Yep, got aim.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's they want aim, bro.
Yeah.
He's so
You
good.
think he has one of the best aim here?
I think he one of the best for sure.
You have a message for the Thai fans that are going to be supporting you guys?
ये group stage
This
है
is
ना?
my
हाँ, ये
second
group
time for my
stage है.
team, and
Plays
this is
off
first
बाद
my
में होगा.
first time also. So please support us and
I think
we're
4-5
doing well.
दिन बाद होगा
Thank you so much
Ascension
Thank
का
you.
for
plays
having
off.
a chat. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everyone is excited to watch you guys and for watch your boy Leviathan team.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's it.
भाई देख रहे
Thank you
हो?
for joining me, Russ. Yeah. For those that
Let's go guys. Coach साहब अपने coach साहब.
Before Ascension, could you give us a quick rundown of yourself, maybe your team?
Yeah, our team was formed at the start of the year.
Yeah.
We picked up Madeline and Damara from BTR, and we just started as a 5, and straight away we hit it. The most important thing was when we were picking them up, it's like we wanted someone from the same country, you know, same countrymen. So we got these two guys as the import, and yeah, we just set it off, and then we went through, you know, some bumps in here and there, but I think it made us who we are right now, and I think it's perfect that we were able to use all that and qualify for Ascension at the end. So
At the end of it, there's 2 spots, which is something that's really juicy and it's kind of new, right?
Yeah.
How does that affect the mindset, or how do you guys feel about your chances just because there's 2 spots?
Obviously, a lot of pressure gets put off from that as well, you know, even for the organization, the players. Honestly, like I feel like maybe one team will get lucky and the other team will be the one that's favorite, you know, like that's the way I would see it going forward. So the strongest team will make it for sure, and the second team that makes it will be, I won't say the lucky one, but like,
well, you need to get lucky in
you
esports,
need to
you know?
get like, so maybe that's the word, maybe lucky is the word.
And I love to get lucky all the time, right? I wish we could all just get lucky all the time, right?
True.
So how would you say, or how would you rank?
Let's go
your
guys.
group?
So obviously I'm gonna put us as 1 for sure. Like I'm very confident with our team. The thing is, I like
ये मैं
the
jinx
NKT
तो
boys
नहीं
a lot,
करूँगी
actually,
but
like,
yes
in terms of the
yes
Thai
मैं
teams,
भी
you know?
agree करती हूँ.
But the full sense always beat NKT, so it's like I'm not really sure what's going on here. You know what I mean? I want to put them as 3rd for now.
Yeah.
For now, from the first game, and then our second game's against Riddle, I think. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Riddle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Second game is Riddle. I want to beat them the most actually.
Yeah.
So I'll put them number 5 for now.
Okay.
I'll put Nongshim second, which is our final game.
Okay.
Obviously they come from Pacific. They had a dominant Pacific last year as well.
Yeah.
They look so good.
नॉन्गशिम
and
तो
fourth I'll put
पिछले
now.
साल
So
VCT
now
tier
full
1 में
sense
था.
very similar for me, so
Yeah.
they can change whenever. So.
I'm really excited to
आज
see you
हार
guys
गया है,
play.
आगे आई थिंक
and
होता
see
है
the
यार,
energy
गंदे
on the
मैचेस
stage.
होते हैं
All the best of
प्लेयर्स
luck and thank
मतलब
you so
क्या
much for
बोलते हैं
coming
टीम
and
के.
chatting.
Yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Awesome, thank you.
गाना हम नहीं सुनेंगे. ओके इधर गाइस वो जीसी में क्या हुआ, मतलब एस्टेरिक्स क्वालिफाई हुए थे ना इंडिया से. क्या बोलते हैं, आई थिंक मियाओ 16 के, फिर क्या बोलते हैं कैस्पर, इन लोगों के टीम टूअर्ली वगैरह, उन सब का क्या हुआ, जीसी में क्वालिफाई हुए थे ना. देख रहे हो गाइस कितने सारे स्पॉन्सर है. सर प्रीडेटर, इंटेल, भाई साहब ऑफिशियल पार्टनर, जोई मॉनिटर्स गाइस, जोई के मॉनिटर्स भाई इतने सारे देख रहे हो गाइस. फटाफट लाइक करो, कम ऑन. हैशटैग फील द वेलोसिटी. ये भाई इंडिया के लिए बहुत प्राउड मोमेंट होगा यार. और एक इंडियन टीम मतलब होपफुली मैं जिंक्स नहीं कर रही हूँ बट और एक इंडियन टीम VCT पैसिफिक में मज़ा आएगा सीरियसली बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आएगा यार
Continuously develops tailored products, empowering gamers to bring their best out. Today, we are launching the all-new Exault
अच्छा मॉनिटर का है मुझे लगा
2566X
थोड़ा
Plus,
ट्रेलर
which
दिखा
uses
रहे
the newly developed fast TN panel and upgraded Diac 2 technology. The new monitor series continue to evolve, refining details to ensure players can perform their best consistently in games.
ये दोनों साइड में जो है ये मॉनिटर इंडिया में तो
Welcome
नहीं है
back
बट
to
आई थिंक
Ascension
लाइट
Pacific.
वगैरह
You are
पास
back
करने
on the
से
desk
मतलब
with
मॉनिटर
myself
में
and Morgan. And
रिफ्लेक्ट
we
होने
were
से
taken by
रुकता है
surprise in that
हैं?
first series. I'm prepared to be even more surprised, perhaps by our second one. We have Full Sense versus Velocity. And Morgan, you know something about a lot of the players that will be stepping on that stage for the second series.
Yeah, I mean, I know these Velocity boys quite well, worked with many of them, so I've got to say, quietly optimistic today. I think they have a real dark horse shot, but who knows what to expect. We said going into today, this is a day of underdogs. This is a day where one team is probably quite heavily favored in each matchup, but that's already been blown out of the
गाइस
water.
कम ऑन
So
सब
who
लोग
knows
लाइक
what to
करो
expect. This
फटाफट
is anybody's game, but yeah, I mean, I'm especially excited for this one.
I mean, you're quietly excited for this team. I don't think you're that quiet in your excitement about this team, okay? Yeah, I think this was a team that the South Asian fans were definitely always wanted to come together, especially when you have names like Russ, SK Rossi, and Lightning Fast on the same team. They've been undefeated in South Asia for a while, but going up against Full Sense, they are one of the powerhouses when it comes to the Thai scene. We're seeing them arrive right now, all smiles all around. But and of course, why would they not be confident? They have a lot of sharpshooters, and there's so much talent to look out for on this team.
Yeah, I mean, this young Thai team is going to be feeling great. They're playing on home soil. They know they're going to have a lot of support heading into this. And you know what? They've had quite a good run all the way through challenges
फुल
SEA.
सेंस की
So
टीम
I think
देख
there's a
रहे
lot
हो
to be optimistic about for this team.
Yeah, plenty to be optimistic about, definitely. I think that they still have to break through the likes of, Motive, for example, and the Ghosts of Ascension's past, right? Like in Boom and Nongshim. But this team is always one of those teams that's been up there. We expect them to deliver. I am expecting a lot of firepower also, as we know in the Thai squad, as we saw from our on-site correspondent in Ewok, the man who can do anything here in Pacific. He was asking members of Full Sense here that there's so much Thai talent on the stage right now, and it doesn't come as a surprise because this region is definitely known to develop their players so much, and you have teams like Full Sense that support that kind of development. And I'm eager to see just like
ओके इन लोग
so
का
much
स्ट्रॉन्ग
talent come
मैप
forward
ये
in
है
this series.
एसेंट सबसे ज्यादा फिर
Yeah, I mean,
सनसेट
there's
फिर
so much to
बाइंग
be excited about. When we take a look at some of their best maps, I especially want to highlight their Ascent. I think this has been very, very strong for them.
देख रहे हो
Running that
इनका मैप
deadlock, I wouldn't
स्ट्रॉन्ग
be
ये
shocked at
है
all to see
एसेंट
them be
सनसेट
picking
बाइंग
this today. This seems to be a
विन
go-to
रेट
of theirs. So I think they're going to be feeling great coming into this tournament,
आई
honestly.
थिंक
And I think they'll
एसेंट
be
में
happy
पूरा
about this
जीते
opening matchup.
100%
I think they will
फिर
know
क्या
that they're the
बोलते हैं
favorites,
इसमें
so
एक
it's
बार
about
ही
not
हारे
letting
होंगे
that get to them a little bit too
और
much. Like
इसमें आई
we
थिंक
saw
क्या
earlier
बोलते
today,
हैं
anything
2
can
बार
happen
हारे
in these
होंगे
games, so they have to come in composed and they can't be taken by surprise. And I think one man we have to highlight here is Leviathan. We saw in the interviews getting hyped up,
लेविएट
saying he's
अच्छा
incredibly sharp.
लेविएट था
He's the one to watch out for,
गाइस कम
lobbing
ऑन
that
सब लोग
vice
लाइक करो
as
यार
well. And I think we will definitely be seeing some of that today.
Yeah, Leviathan's name has been thrown
सबसे
around
ज्यादा
quite a lot for the
सोवा
past
ओके
few years because he has been generating that kind of buzz.
सोवा
Even
में
with
सबसे
last
ज्यादा
year's Ascension
ACS
too,
है
he was one of those players that we were really focused on, really looking out
बट
for.
सबसे ज्यादा
I
बारी
think by
वाइस और
this time,
वाइपर
everybody
खेले
knows not to
6-6
underestimate a player like this and not to underestimate the Thai
यार
region
अपने
in
थोड़ा
general.
सा क्या
On
बोलते
the
हैं
side
इंडियन
though
टीम
of
में आओ
Velocity
जरा
Gaming,
हैं
sure they might come in as
राइट
the underdogs here, but let's not
प्लीज
understate
प्लीज
the amount of experience that they have. They have players here
Mhm.
who have been on that Pacific stage since the franchise started back in 2023. So you do have the likes of SK Rossi, they do have Russ, and you do have Lightning
yes
Fast on there that
Kerosene
have all of this experience and have all of this veterancy coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I think their experience will actually be massive. They're one of the oldest teams we have here in this tournament in terms of average age and time spent playing this game. So they do know their way around it. They know their way around this tournament. They
Let's
know their
go,
way
guys.
around these
So,
big stages, bringing in this Indonesian talent as well to bolster this roster. There's a lot to be excited about. Let's be real. South Asia hasn't had too much to be excited about in the past in Valorant, in Ascension, in Pacific. I mean, we've seen it all, but I think this is the best team they've managed to put forward. I really do think this team can make a deep run, be a real
let's
dark
go,
horse in
guys.
this tournament,
Damara
but it has to start
Neon,
today. I think an
bhai.
upset today for them would
Let's
carry
go.
so much momentum forward.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like I was saying earlier, right? I feel like this is bringing this trio together. Was something that a lot of fans were waiting for, and I think it's shown in their success in the region, right? It's why they've been so dominant too. I think that they are ready, definitely to step out of the in terms of the big fish small pond kind of thing. They're all ready to step out of their pond, but it's a big
Guys,
question of
सब लोग
how
like
much
कर
that
देना
that
फटाफट
experience
से,
and
है
that
ना?
trio, that kind of synergy can stand up to the likes of the Southeast Asian scene, which has been very, very erratic, and they have enjoyed a lot of success, especially this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can't sugarcoat it. The South Asian region is not comparatively that strong compared to some of the others. I see this team a lot like
अपना क्या है?
Eking, who
Heaven
also come
Lotus
from that weaker region,
Sunset,
and we saw
okay.
Eking put on a really good performance and make it close
मैप
against
काफी ज़्यादा
Motive,
कम
who are
पिक
one of their
है, but
favorites. So that doesn't mean
देखते हैं
it's an
यार. All the
automatic loss.
best.
It doesn't mean that it's a weak team or anything like that coming from these kind of regions. It just means now is a real chance for them to prove themselves. That's what they're looking for today.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, you have a young gun like Damara also ready to prove himself, right? His addition to Velocity, I think, has been very, very interesting. He has lent a lot of firepower to Velocity too, and I think he gives that additional push to this team, right? He's able to help them elevate past what we know, like I guess the standard that South Asian teams have set. They're able to break through, and Damara is a big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This guy's neon is incredibly fierce. I think we're almost certainly going to be seeing that today. That's kind of his signature. So I really want to see them lean on comfort. I think this is a team that don't need to make too many big sweeping changes. They do prioritize player comfort. We've seen SK Rossi bring out that chamber over in South Asia. I want to see them stick to what they know, accentuate their individuals on that team, but especially Damara on his neon. And I think, yeah, he's really one to watch moving forward.
Yeah, I think the veterancy that comes with Velocity is one of the things that they have up their sleeve,
Guys,
one of
like
the aces
कर
up
दो
their
यार
sleeves
सब
rather,
लोग.
because as we
यार,
know,
कब
the
तक शुरू
stage can
करेंगे?
transform players, right? And you look at Full Sense, and they're not exactly newbies to the scene as well, but sometimes that stage,
एक तो मेरा
training
मोबाइल
that
पे
kind of
नेट
muscles that
ही
come
नहीं
out on
लेता है.
stage, or
अगर मैं
training the
बोलूँ
kind of
नेट ही नहीं
stage fright
लेता है
that
तो
does
भी
happen,
सही है.
the initial nerves that also comes into play, and you have
ओपन
so
ही
much
नहीं होता है
veterancy
यूट्यूब वगैरह
on the
भाई
side of
नशे
Velocity
कर
that
लिए.
I feel like that can actually be the key to their success here in this series. That can actually help them outperform Full Sense in this series.
Yeah, very much so. I do think they have a bit of an experience advantage, especially with Rust and Lightning Fast having played over in Pacific. It's about using that experience. It's about understanding how to keep yourself calm because, like you say, Mika, stage Valorant is a different beast. You got the different headset on. You got the white noise being pumped in. The game plays differently. It plays faster. So I think it's about using that experience to really help the younger players on the team, the Indonesian imports on that team, help getting them to be a little bit more confident because now the stakes are higher than ever. This isn't South Asia anymore. You're playing against international opponents, Thai opponents at their home ground of all things, and we know how cracked Thailand is as a region. So it's going to be a big opening game for both of these teams, I think, really getting off to a strong start. Now we know this group is already going unpredictably. That top spot could be up for grabs for absolutely anyone. So a win today
मैप
really is
पिक
a
हो
must.
रहा है. लेट्स गो.
Yep, it definitely is. As
कोरोट
we saw in
बैन
the
कर
first
दिया
series, that was
है.
very, very revealing with
ठीक
how
है.
differently,
अबीज बैन
what we
कर दिया
think
है.
of this
ओके.
Ascension. It could
एसेंट
be
उठा
all up
लिया है
in the
भाई.
air at
सबसे
this point.
स्ट्रॉन्ग मैप
We're
है
seeing
फुल
map
सेंस
bans
का.
come out.
ओ
We're
माय
not seeing
गॉड.
Road. We're not seeing Abyss. We are going into Ascent
लोटस.
first, and this
ओके.
is something you brought up, Morgan, that
हेलो
you feel
चिल
very,
डूड,
very
कैसे
confident
हो
about
आप?
Full Sense
वेलकम टू
Ascent.
द
It's a very
स्ट्रीम.
interesting
क्या हाल
position as
है?
well, and they should be very
हेवन
comfortable
बैन कर दिया
with
है.
this map,
बाइंड
so
बैन
far,
कर
except for
दिया
that
है. ओके,
Lotus.
ये
Nice
बाइंड
kind
भी
Yeah,
of
स्ट्रॉन्ग मैप था.
Yeah, this is
सनसेट
definitely interesting. So full sense selecting
सनसेट
Ascent
भी
makes a
फुल
lot of
सेंस
sense.
का
As I
ज़्यादा
said before, they've
स्टेट्स
been
था
very,
बट
very good on
देखते
it,
हैं
while
यार
Velocity
मतलब
have not
प्लेड
looked good.
ज़्यादा
That's a map
टाइम
that
था
they've
यू
been
नो
losing domestically.
गाइस
But
आप
then
लोगों ने
Velocity
वैलोरेंट
picking
एजेंट
Lotus,
के
a map where
नर्व
they are
देखे
very strong flaws
हैं
on it, and we haven't seen this map from Full
हैं
Sense in
क्या
Split
से
3
क्या
of
हो गए
Challenges. So
देखते
I think
देखते हो गया
that's a kind of an entirely unknown, but I could
सारे
very easily
एजेंट्स
see
एक
this
को भी नहीं
going
छोड़ा
the
विंगमैन
distance,
को भी नहीं
going
छोड़ा
to
वो भी एक
sunset. I
एजेंट
think
है
this is going
उसको
to
भी
be a
नहीं
very close best of 3
गाइस
in my
सबको
mind,
नर्फ कर
especially
दिया
with that
यार
matchup.
Yeah, and I do want to see if it does go over to Sunset. I also know that Full Sense they have a bit of a strange comp on Sunset. Also, I'd love to see that come out too. But we are
गाइस
going into Ascent
वैलोरेंट में
first, and
सारे
then
एजेंट
Lotus. And
नर्फ हो चुके हैं
I would
चुपचाप
say that Ascent probably heavily favors Full Sense, but Velocity, they've been loving Lotus so far. They've been
Yeah.
very, very dominant on this map. They have so many reps on this map also. And Full Sense, they have been avoiding Lotus as much as they can. It could be a double-edged sword because like the more you avoid a map, the more time you also have time to
Yeah.
prep on it. You could change things up and other teams won't know. So it's making me feel uneasy here with for Full Sense. It may be maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially when we look at that Lotus, right? The composition that we've seen Velocity play in the past has had SK Rossi on that chamber, which I think is fantastic. I love watching it, but it is also a very different style. It's away from the meta. So it's what will Full Sense have prepared to deal with that? If you can put a stop to that chamber, then he becomes effectively a useless agent because he doesn't have a lot of util to help the team. So I'm so excited for that map too. But as you say, we are starting on Ascent, where I think the shoe is on the other foot. Is what the Velocity have prepared to deal with the deadlock that we're almost certain Full Sense are going to be bringing out here. I need to see good game plans, good protocols, and not giving them too much space on attack because we know how effective deadlock is in those post plants. So I think this is a battle of macro, this is a battle of preparation, and I think this veto has this going all the way in my mind. So yeah, very
Yeah.
excited.
I am on board with you there. I think we are going into a map
स्टार्ट
number
करो
3 at this
यार
point because it has the potential to be very very back and forth. And with how these teams play also, you could see very very explosive rounds
Oh,
on the
yeah.
side of Full Sense, but then on the side of Velocity also I trust that they're able to actually pull back the rounds. I trust that their comeback factor is a lot more powerful than people think, especially since, as we mentioned, we're playing on this stage where Velocity has players that are no stranger to this stage. We keep talking about how it's a different kind of Valorant. It's a different game once you step onto that stage, and that can make or break certain series. So I'm hoping that Velocity knows that. I'm hoping that they lean into that. And especially here on Ascent, all they have to do is just really keep their calm. I feel like they can pull through this, even though we are heavily favoring Full Sense here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we're going to see a composition swap here for Velocity. So last time we saw them play it, they were running that jet. It was very, very standard across the board. But as I said, tomorrow's Neon is very, very strong. I feel like I would rather them mix it up, try something different, because it's a map you've not been successful at and your opponent has been very, very strong at. Now is the time to take risks. You're coming in as the underdog. I think it's okay to kind of blow things up, take these bigger risks, experiment, because it's still the group stages. And if you can steal that map away, then the series is yours for the taking. So I think I want to see them play with confidence. I want to see them take risks, both in preparation and in the server. I mean, this is an aggressive team. South Asia is an aggressive region, and I think you gotta really want to highlight SK Rossi because that is an incredibly aggressive player. So I want him to use those skills he's learned at the top level, really put it
आई
to use
थिंक
here, and be
क्या बोलते हैं
all up in the
5-10
face of Full
मिनट
Sense.
और
We're
लगेगा
also going to be aggressive, by the way. Thai Valorant is not slow.
यार
Definitely
2:30
not.
लिखा हुआ था टाइम मेरे को लगा
as you
स्टार्ट
mentioned,
हो
we're expecting
जाएगा
very, very explosive rounds here. And I think from the side of SK Rossi, I love that we're seeing a lot of growth from him as well. You highlighted him as a very aggressive player, but we're also seeing him shine in the back lines, right? Picking up the Sentinel roles also a lot this year. So that's something that adds another level to the side of Velocity. This kind of flexibility that they can pull out from their players is something that I'm also looking forward to. I'm eager to see, as you mentioned, new compositions come out, because the advantage of actually having a few weeks break is it's enough time to actually switch things around, especially if you want to focus on a certain map. If you know that your first opponent likes to lean into this map, why not prep heavily for that?
Yeah, I think that's a very important point because the South Asian League was actually the first Tier 2 league to come to a conclusion. Velocity were the very first team locked into Ascension. They have had the most prep time out of everybody in this entire tournament to get ready, to get prepared for this tournament. So
Let's
if they've
go,
really
guys.
put that to
Start
good use,
हो
they
रहे.
have a very, very big advantage heading into this. So I'm curious. They've had plenty of time to make changes, adjust roles, and fix mistakes.
Full
So if
sense.
they're able to use that very
Let's
well,
go.
I think I'm very optimistic.
Definitely. I'm also optimistic to see what both of these teams have prepared after that little bit of a break. As we mentioned before, this could be
Let's
the
go.
final accession.
All
so
the
I'm,
very best.
I'm imagining all of these teams actually want to put that best foot forward because again, we don't know when a chance like this is going to come out in the
Velocity
same kind of
gaining.
iteration. We're seeing the Thai
Let's
representation
go
as
भाई
well with
औरा
Thai
देख रहे हो
Elephant
guys
Cats coming
औरा
out from
plus
Full
plus
Sense.
plus
And now
plus
as
plus
Velocity
plus
walk out,
plus all the
we're
very best
seeing like
नजर
some
ना
of those
लगे
to shake off
feel
some
the
of those initial
velocity
nerves. You know that they want to be fully warmed
ओ
up as
भाई
they
ओ
step into the
औरा
server.
plus plus
We
plus
know that Velocity have been so
भाई
so
किसी की
dominant
नजर
in
ना
South
लगे
Asia. I want to
please
see that confidence carry over here onto the Thai
please
stage.
this is it
Even if they are facing off against a team that is playing
सारे
on their home
मैचेस
court,
एक
we
के
know
बाद
that
एक
Full Sense
मतलब
they
क्या
can be
बोलना है
very
सबको
very
feel the
comfortable
velocity bro
as they step onto the stage. And as we mentioned before, teams who are playing in their home court, they do have a
UFO
little bit of that
UFO
buff that can
देख
come
रहे
in.
हो
Oh, it's a massive buff. It's
UFO
massive
है ना
knowing that there's people in the crowd supporting you, cheering for you. A little bit of that bleeding in through the earphones goes
let's
a
go
very
यार
long way. So for Full Sense, I really want to see them kind of lean on that. Know this is your home ground. We saw how far Boom were able to take it last year when Ascension was in Indonesia. This is a massive buff that I think they should really lean into. But on the flip side, for Velocity, you know they have this advantage. I want to see Velocity start very strong, silence that crowd, and put a stop to any momentum that Full Sense might be bringing into this tournament.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do love it when teams are actually able to do that despite that home crowd buff that might be coming in. We saw that happen for SPG and just like how the crowd was like shell shocked and stunned. And I don't
let's go
mind it
guys
coming out
let's
from
go
Velocity here up against Full Sense. I'm really interested to see what kind of agents we're going to be seeing
हाँ
on
वो
here.
UFO है
As you
ऐसा
mentioned,
क्या
we are expecting
nice
like
यार
SK Rossi, but I'm not expecting him on any kind of aggressive agent. We did see that he has
अन्ना
achieved
को भी जाना
success
था अन्ना को
on the
भी जाना
Cypher,
था
for example, when they go over onto Ascent. So why not? And I think for the side of Full Sense, I really, really, really want to see Potter because you know, you look at this guy, you look at his stats, very, very aggressive attacks on the duelist role, and so many first kills on the board. Also, I think this guy, he's gonna be leading from the front lines.
I think one other thing we have to highlight on the side of
let's
Full
go
Sense
let's
is
go
right now Cuckoo God is not in this roster. Alpenia is in instead. So how does
Right.
that affect the roles? How does that change things? There's a lot of questions. And ultimately, how does that throw off this preparation that we know Velocity have had ample time to do? So I am incredibly curious. But yeah, like you say, Potter as well on that jet, on that duelist, is an absolute demon. He's for sure one to watch, and it's about being able to neutralize that firepower. I think there are interesting matchups across every single role here, so I just can't wait for this game to get started.
Yeah, it's good that you pointed that out because like the last time we did see Full Sense on Ascent, you had Kyukugot on that deadlock, which was so crucial to the composition of Full Sense. But now as we're seeing it, we're seeing Opinion
map
take
one
over.
guys
Okay,
Ascent
I
है
believe this is going to be one of the first times that
तो
he's
ये full
bringing out the
sense का
deadlock,
थोड़ा
if
सा
I'm not
strong map
mistaken.
है
But we're seeing a sort of a similar lineup on Full Sense, and no adjustments there. But from the side of Velocity, this is looking quite different.
Yeah, I mean, we have to focus on Velocity first here. This is very, very different, but I'm so excited for this. Before on Ascent, they were playing this standard comp, but that's not who they are. Damara's back on his signature
रॉसी
neon.
चेम्बर
XK
खेल
Rossi's
रहा
on
है
his signature
दमारा
chamber.
नियॉन
They've listened to me. They've
लाइटनिंग
gone back to
फास्ट
personal
गोलू
comfort,
आई
and I think they're going to try and excel
हाँ
the
ओ मैम
individuals
भाई
here.
उधर
This is
तक देख
great
ही नहीं
because
रही
they've had
मेरा
time to
खेल
prep
रहा
this,
है
and they're going to be throwing Full Sense off
ब्रीच
entirely. We're still
सोवा
playing that same
लेट्स
comp,
गो
so now I'm feeling a little bit more
इधर
optimistic
क्या
about
क्या है
Velocity here and
सोवा
how they're going to make this
जेट
work.
वाइस
Ooh, I wonder how
डेडलॉक
quickly Full
ओके
Sense can
वाइस
actually
और डेडलॉक
adjust, given the little bit of a roster shuffle. Yes,
ओ
he's
मैम
playing the same role, but I'm sure
सोवा
playstyle
सेम
wise,
है
it's still going to be a
डुएलिस्ट
bit of an
एक होना ही
adjustment.
था तो
Velocity,
नियॉन और
it
जेट
sounds like
है
comfort is key for this, as
वाइस
you're seeing
चेम्बर
everybody lean into some comfort picks. The agents
ओके
that they
इनके
know like the
डबल
backs of
इनिशिएटर है
their
ब्रीच
hands
और
here.
सोवा
So I'm seeing
लेट्स
that
सी
Velocity actually have the potential to take this if they just stick to what they know.
Yeah, I mean, the breach is also so surprising. I think people have played Chamber on this map before, but the breach is entirely new. So let's see how Full Sense managed to deal with this.
Let's see indeed. As we toss it over to our casters, we're going over to Quack and Pilsky for the call.
Thank you, Mika and Morgan. Pilsky. I'm just kind of like chuckling to myself because the excitement in Morgan's voice for Velocity's comp, like, he's just so happy to see them going into this different composition. He loves those guys. Our only South Asian reps right here in Ascension Pacific.
I mean, he did a very, very good job hiding his bias. You gotta give credit where credit is due. He's playing it cool. We haven't seen what Velocity is going to be rocking up with this tournament. It's going to be a very interesting look for them. And honestly, I can't wait to see what they have prepped for this tournament. As they are, as mentioned, our South Asian reps. A little bit of a different look from the South Asia side. Last year, you did see them with the two Kazakhs, who went on to some better success, especially for DOS9, both of them performing very well. Now we've gone with two Indo talents, which begs the question just how deep the talent is in that region, because these guys, they weren't on any of the top teams, really, in Indonesia. We're on Bigachong, sitting there just kind of in the sub-top of that region. And Damara's been a monster in that South Asian region this year.
Let's see if they can actually dish out the damage that they did in that region. Up over onto Ascension, already kicking things off, but you do have Arpinia, like Mika mentioned, first time on deadlock, able to land a perfect grab net as well. Everyone's pretty much bugged out all around the site, trying to get some spacing around the back of Generator, but simply spotted out by Full Sense on this pistol.
Yeah, it's a complete shutdown on the pistol here. This is Full Sense's map pick. They will be allowed to start on the defensive side. Velocity, they have chosen to start attack here. We talked about game planning on the desk a little bit and changing up their comp, trying to have that surprise factor against Full Sense in this opening game. But so far, unfortunately, not finding too much success in the pistol. It's only early days just yet. I mean, Full Sense, they got to be feeling confident coming into this game, though. I mean, they've been cutting their teeth in Challengers SEA. They've won a stage this year. They've been a top 3 team all year long.
And right now, they're just going to hunker down in with the judge setup. You mentioned that, you know, the team have always come in consistently with podium finishes. Always been a prominent presence in Southeast Asian Valorant all throughout, I think, as well. Currently just smoking off Velocity. Velocity gonna go in for us.
कोई ना ये तो starting है.
This
तो
charge
ये ऐसे
is
start
just ready to
करके
hammer down on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this in Champs, right? This was a very much abused mechanic. The judge in some of these angles, you saw it from NRG. Seen some play that exact same angle with that smoke. You've seen it for a couple of years now, but especially right now, it's very trendy and very effective in this current meta.
And the spike on the ground too, like, unless you hope for a lucky classic kill at some point, or maybe Headhunter if Rossi lands it. He's just so low though, Pilly. And now Sephiroth in a prime position to go fan out with the rest of the team. This round should be done, just waiting for the final player to go down. Madeline trying to sneak away a lucky kill if possible. As soon as the smoke goes off, everyone's just gonna push out together.
चलो अभी बाई वगैरह आएगा देखते हैं.
By Full Sense.
Try to get an orb, you know. Trying to get something for himself. Sephiroth though, I mean, that's just such a high percentage play at the moment. Playing around that smoke with the charge just makes that anti-eco nice and easy, and that's going to be something the Velocity will have to play around, will have to consider as they head into the anti-bonus. It's the first gun round here for Velocity. And we'll see what they prepped. And Neon is going to give them a lot of pace on this map. But outside of that, I mean, you're really focusing on these punchy set plays with the Neon Breach. They can fully this map control very nicely. But it's a question of how they follow that up. Once again, they've started off with just taking the same aim control, grabbing themselves an orb. Russ is getting closer and closer to this Rolling Thunder as time goes on. Full Sense just trying to throw off their opponents here. You see this dark cover on middle. They're not really playing around it at all. It's really just Full Sense chucking a dark cover into middle and making Velocity concerned that there is some kind of play, especially given the fact that Full Sense is on their bonus here.
The drone just continues to clear out A main as well.
Yeah. Velocity, a minute on the clock to work with. Have just shoved that A main control. Here's the second wave for them. Smoke to cat, drone into middle is going to be a very clear tell to Full Sense that this is going to be a mid to B, and they've rotated accordingly.
Gonna have to see if the
एक भी
shots will
शॉट
be
लगता
just
तो
as good,
101
though. So
हेल्थ
far in the
जाता
match,
है
we're
यार, और
leading
हेड लगता तो
velocity
खत्म
just
ही.
right. But through market, this is where the Thorns might not be as effective. I say that, actually, it's pretty
Nice.
spot on. Gonna have to time it just right. And down it goes. Arpinia, unfortunately, the first casualty for Full Sense in this moment. Relay bolt out to block off CT as well, but Potter in with the Marshall. Doesn't matter if Laz is inside of the smokes. Finds some shots towards the back of his target. And more to go. Low HP, no matter. Shots found all the
ये
way to the
क्या
back
देख
of
रही हूँ
Boathouse.
मैं?
It's just
ये
too
क्या देख
readable
रही हूँ?
for
यही तो नहीं
Velocity.
देखना है.
Everything in that round on the attacking side was so
Come on,
telegraphed
yaar.
and so easy for Full Sense to read. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Like Velocity, they took their time working their way into the B side. They isolated the deadlock on stairs, but outside of that, there really wasn't too much to write home
भाई
about.
बोनस राउंड भी
Unfortunately,
उन्हीं को
Full
मिल
Sense
गया. फुल
re-cleared A
सेंस
main.
को.
The smoke to Cat and the drone into middle, as I mentioned, makes it very obvious that Velocity are at some point in the round going to split mid to B, and Full Sense have plenty of time to prep for that.
It's just fantastic. And now for the first time in this half, they hear presence from Velocity inside of main. Everyone's prepared. He got this out, Bob Potter.
He's gonna farm up,
Waiting for the shot. Oh, yeah,
ये
he's
तो
just gonna
इको
go
राउंड है
big. Oh, look at
वेलोसिटी का.
Arpinia chiming in as well with the angle from stairs. Potential for more, too. Already tossed out the grab net, and it's another round as well where the spikes dropped in. Thankfully, there's smoke. They can retrieve that somewhat, but look at who's behind! Sephiroth alongside Laz. This fragging IGL from Full Sense. No matter, it's just a judge close range. A flawless again!
Full Sense are well and truly in their comfort zone on home soil. Their opponents have given them the defensive side of their map pick. It really just couldn't be a better day for Full Sense thus far. Velocity have not posed them any questions at all just yet on Ascent. It's felt a little bit too easy. And as a result, you see just how good the economy is on Full Sense right now. Potter's brought out the op. Plenty of cash in the back pocket to continue reinvesting. Velocity, we'll see what they go towards. This A main control early on in the round has not been working for them. They're going to go towards middle, but the op's already posted up.
अच्छा हुआ शॉट मिस हुआ. मारो मारो डमारा. अरे यार, फील्डिंग पूरी सेट है ऑलरेडी. बेचारा डमारा. फील्डिंग ऑलरेडी सेट थी पूरे मार्केट में. रस ने मारा. नाइस. इतना मार लेगा एक बंदा यार. 2 को डाउन किया उसने. नाइस वन.
but unfortunately will go down with the rest of the team, and that leaves SK Rossi, who's been skulking across. Can he set this flank up? It's going to be tough, Pilly, because I don't think he's got the angles or the utility. Just going to go in for a slight crouch
चलो
feed
अभी
to boot.
ऑपरेटर सेट है.
Able to take one down at least.
वाला
Still
नाइफ
got a
देख
lot of
रहे हो
time to
गाइस.
work with 45 seconds.
कुकी वाला नाइफ.
Successfully lurked his way through B and found the entry. He's going to have to do this whole round by himself.
Around the corner, it's the off.
मिस कर दिया है ऑपरेटर.
Slight whiffs,
कोई ना.
but Sephiroth got
1v3 था यार रॉसी
Nicely
के लिए.
done. Full Sense were
वो
already
क्या
set
बोलते
up
रस
to
ने
deal with
बहुत
that mid
बढ़िया
to B through
निकाले थे 2
market. Like
cracks.
they already had a player in the bait corner in market. You'll see it here. Blaz is set up. Leviathan's
फील्डिंग
playing in
पूरी
the
सेट
open
थी.
space
देख रहे
here.
हो आप
And then
इधर
you've
से
got both the
ऑपरेटर
Deadlock and the
मार्केट के
Jet
अंदर
already at
2
top
लोग
middle.
पूरा
And then
फील्डिंग
quickly you're
सेट.
running into a two-way crossfire. There's already 4 players from Full Sense ready to shut down that mid to B. It feels like despite any
time
comp
out लिया I
changes,
think
despite,
velocity.
you know, Velocity
एक
trying to
second
throw
देना
something
guys.
a little
पानी
bit
का
different
बोतल
at
तो है
Full
ही नहीं.
Sense going into this game, Full Sense have just had perfect reads thus far. Like, there really is just nothing that Velocity have done that have really thrown them off at all.
None whatsoever, right? I mean, even in that round, it was that market hold. Even though Potter might have, whipped the first shot, and, there were flashes and everything, but yeah, you mentioned it. The reads, the way that they're switching around their defensive setups, it's just so darn impressive. Definitely a needed timeout for Velocity at this point.
We'll see what they come up with. Do agree with what the desk said about the experience of this core. It's a direct contrast to what you saw from South Asia's representative in last year's Ascension. I felt like the Indian core of the team or the South Asian core of the team wasn't as rock solid as
Time out
this
hai
current
guys,
iteration.
velocity
You do
ka.
have players as mentioned, like lightning fast, like Russ, who have experience in Pacific playing on global to join SK Rossi, whereas the imports might not be the names that would be at the tip of your tongue when it comes to Indonesian talent, but they have been grinding this roster all year long, and they've won the last 2 splits of South Asia back-to-back.
It's a big story, a lot of hope for the team for sure, as the sole South Asian reps as well. I mean, their representatives last year, went out 7th, 8th place, so hopefully not the same result this time. It is group stage after all.
Nice
we'll kick things
initiation.
off with Rolling Thunder into sight.
खुश
No
रहो यार.
execute just yet. There are
Gun
thorns
इतने
as well
ज़्यादा
as
नहीं.
roses, being able to halt them in their tracks. The judge firing off successfully.
Initiation बहुत
Up to
अच्छा
a
था
sheriff
ult
as well.
वगैरह करके
Leviathan
घुसने
then
का,
comes in to
but
mop things up.
वही
Yeah, just the velocity
weaponry
organized
power
in
थोड़ी
another
सी कम
pretty
थी.
well drilled set play. It was the initial
Stinger,
main
Sheriff ऐसे
control.
करके भी
They're
थी, एक दो
contacting up
vendor
Cat in
ऐसे
the
करके.
meanwhile. You get the rolling thunder all the way
Initiation
across
काफी
3,
बढ़िया था,
but
पूरा उड़ा
unfortunately
ही
there's
दिया
just
था.
no capitalization off the back of that. By the time you're actually committing to that site, the rolling thunder has already elapsed, and you're once again running into the judge. What is that shot on the sheriff from Sephiroth to follow up? That was ridiculous flick onto tree. That is just the kind of raw mechanics that these
Rossi
players on
ult
full
पे
sets
खेलेगा, I
have, man.
think. नहीं, एक point चाहिए.
It's been giving them the consistent performances all throughout Challengers Southeast Asia this entire year. I'm not just talking Split 3. But here they go again. It's Potter back towards middle. A big crunch velocity this time. Hunter's Fury goes huge, and it's lightning fast to block off A short with a double
बिल्कुल
kill.
ऐसे ही, please.
Where the hell did full sets just go, man? They all
Nice
died
one,
in
यार.
seconds.
क्या
I'd
ult
love
करा
to see
है,
the
और
replay of that
lightning
Hunter's
fast ने क्या
Fury.
मारा है यार.
Great adjustment from velocity. That was the same little trap that you've seen
उधर ही
from full
रहते हैं,
sets
उन्होंने read
previously.
कर लिया
What
होगा,
a
वो लोग वही
beautiful
play कर
play
रहे हैं बार बार.
from velocity
मार्केट
Zoya.
में देखेंगे.
Because that is the exact
A
same
side
setup
पे
that
वही
just shut
judge
them down
वाला
when they
play.
tried to go mid to B earlier, remember? But this time, with the Hunter's Fury through market, tiles to market is not something you'll see too often, and then lightning fast at the cat crunch.
Just a lovely little adjustment, but they've got to keep that uphill ski. 1-6 is still not the most satisfying score that you'll have for this first half. Drones out
Okay,
now.
Rossi,
Over onto middle.
Rossi B main देख रहे हैं operator
Drones
से.
will kiss inside the middle. Leviathan has copped the stun.
इनकी
Damara
fielding
not
पूरी
feeling
set
bold
है
enough
ना,
to
पूरा
capitalize that.
तीनों side से देख रहे हैं.
City playing this one slowly, waiting for
Come
some kind
on,
of reaction
Damara.
from full sense, which won't be granted.
Operator के साथ है यार ये. Nice.
Be granted towards B main for now at least. Operator suddenly make noted.
I mean, this is just not something that you'd ever see. An op inside B main on the lurk, and you're just walking in, caught completely off guard.
Still have the sheer wall at least though. But it's gonna be
Nice.
market. The main
Okay,
point of
3v4,
contention. Arpinia
3v4,
pushes in towards
come on,
main,
nice.
but no chance to pull out util. It's gonna be
4v2.
velocity, able to kick things into high gear onto
ये
the
मरा तो
site.
operator save करेंगे I
Mara
think.
slows
Full
things down
sense
just a
sense
bit to
वाले.
kind of offset Sephiroth's rhythm.
हाँ,
and unfortunately,
operator
that's where full
save
sense goes
करेंगे.
down.
Let's go
Potter
guys, we are
gonna
back.
have to run off the save.
Nicely done. Velocity starting to make some adaptations, starting to get rolling a little bit. Dealt well with the mid setup in the previous gun round. This gun round, I mean, the slow walk through B main with the op. Rossi's only got 2 kills, but he's three kills, but he's effectively won them that round, punishing that mid-round aggression into B main. You know, it's a pretty common protocol nowadays where you'll be
Let's go guys.
players
Operator
will aggress
save
into B
करना
main
ही
in the
पड़ा
mid-round
उन
where
लोगों
you don't have too much information and just try to isolate that duel on the lurker.
को. Damara को I
Up
think
against
पता
an
चल
op,
गया
that's
उधर
just
है.
free pickings.
एक साथ
It's definitely
वो
a
देंगे.
welcome sight. Yeah, especially when it's on off. A weapon which Rossi is familiar with for sure. Didn't have too much of a go.
Oh,
previous
knife
year,
कर
but here
दिया
we go.
भाई Potter
Finally
को.
locating Potter and
Damara
managing
ने
to
knife
rob
कर
that
दिया.
away with a knife kill to boot.
Hi साहब, aggression
already
तो
sending a
aggression
message.
तो W.
Here's Damara. Saw it in the
Hi,
highlight there. that
साहब,
he
knife
has got
कर
about
दिया,
14
देख रहे हो?
games on the neon in the last little
हैंसियाँ.
bit. And I
और
think the
करो
next
fielding
highest
set,
played duelist
और
was
लगाओ
like
mid
3 or
पे
4
fielding है.
reps. So he's wanting to try
Hi,
to jam that
W.
agent as much as possible, and you can see
W
he's
यार
confident
और करो
with the
market
movement
में
to get in
mid
there for
में
the
पूरा
nice little
fielding
right
set
click.
करते रहो.
It's going to definitely start to lift the spirits of Velocity here after a slow start.
Certainly could.
अभी
translate to more
aggressive
rounds, maybe
operator
we're
है.
gonna see an op challenge. Both
Rossi
angles.
तो है
Potter's
इधर,
got the
but I
advantageous
think
one for now,
कुछ
though.
नहीं करना
But
चाहिए
at the
Rossi को.
same time, just a slight pump fake over towards bottom mid.
Just trying to bait out the sheer wall, but potentially going to walk into the op.
Oh, that's where Potter is going to have so much to do. Needs to be able to react quickly if he is to stay alive and get out.
मारो यार.
Cloudburst in manages to tailwind away. The flashpoint
Nice
spent.
one.
Here
Nice.
comes Laz in an attempt
Hey,
to retrade,
let's
but no.
go.
Russ is
I'll touch
right
that.
on top of it. Hunter's Fury instantly ripped to try to stop them,
4v3
but
है.
it's not happening. Velocity will barrel on through.
They're really controlling the pace of this game. Beautiful breach util there for us to set up Damara to just punish any kind of attempt to
भाई
scurry
रीड तो
back
बढ़िया था
out of B main
वो
there.
ऑपरेटर वाला. रीड बढ़िया था.
And now
Nice
Rossi's got marked
one.
as well. Another shot echoing
2v4.
throughout this entire site.
I
It's a
think once
message to
again saving
Apenya
के लिए
and
जा रहे
Leviathan that you
हैं.
do
Once
not
again
want to
saving.
pass this threshold over
भाई
onto
पिछली
B.
बार वाला
Back
सेविंग
off.
राउंड बढ़िया
It's
था
our
दामारे
time
ने
now.
जो नाइस
Yo,
मार
what year
दिया.
is it, Quack?
डब्लू.
We're scared of SK Rossi's
और
up again.
और करो
He's
फील्डिंग
back.
सेट और करो मार्केट में फील्डिंग सेट
Like,
है.
I can't even remember, like 2021 or something like that. Everyone was like, this guy is
भाई
insane
पिछला वाला
on the
सेविंग
op.
बढ़िया था
You know?
दामारा ने नाइस कर दिया. एक तो
Current
इधर ही
year,
एग्जिट ट्रैक के
2025.
लिए देख रहे
We
हो
had
तुम
the
लोग
saves
को
from
पता
running
है इधर ही है मैं
Heels.
बता रही हूँ.
Yeah, I
कम
know
ऑन.
what is going on.
एग्जिट ट्रैक के लिए है ये.
Okay,
Apenya.
Arpinia though.
Oh, we picked it up. Yeah, there we go. All right. all good. We
ऑपरेटर
win.
सेव हो
Back
गया है.
back for
चलो
Rossi.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Man, Velocity, I'm very impressed with these last couple of rounds. I love
ये
what they're
बढ़िया था.
doing.
ये रीड
Beautiful
बढ़िया था.
flash point to
ऑपरेटर
push
को
that
बैक
op
ऑफ
off the
करने
line,
पे
and these are
मजबूर
the kind
करा
of
है.
things. I mean, that's fantastic from Damara as well. Catches the updraft from the Jet, trying to get back into sight. These small little
Guys,
timings,
come on,
and
like
it's
कर
something
दो
that
सब
Big
लोग.
Time talked about. I don't think the hard reads or the initial start to this game is what impresses me about the way that Velocity is playing, but it's more just the agents and the way that they're executing
अभी
their
full
game
sense का
plan
टाइम आउट
that
है.
you can
6-3
tell
का
is making
स्कोर है.
Full Sense
चलो.
very uncomfortable. You're not ready for a flashpoint on that angle
Full
into
sense
B
का तो
main
गेम
to push
प्ले
your op off
रीडेबल
the
हो गया
line. You're
था
not ready
वही
for
राउंड
the
जीतने
shove
के
up
बाद.
middle to be able
ए
to,
पे
you know,
जज
take
प्ले
out
होता
your
है.
sheer
फिर क्या
3
बोलते हैं.
seconds into the round off the Neon.
बी पे
It's the
मार्केट
fact that
ज़्यादा
it's kind
स्ट्रॉन्ग
of
होती
this
है.
unique style with an agent that you don't usually see. Therefore, you're not ready for the routines and the protocols that Velocity is throwing at you. And those little micro moments are what are kind of throwing Full Sense off. And they're getting punished pretty hard, I actually have to say.
It's true. Not to mention that little pump fake as well. I mean, the recovery is nice, but they have to keep it going. It still is a 3-6 for now. I mean, if they can actually take this map win as well, that would already be quite the statement to make. You know, it's a different performance as compared to what they had in their grand final for the South Asian Ascension qualifier. But for now, back into it. This is Full Sense's timeout. Let's see if it does convert over to a dub.
And this is immediately some change-ups from Velocity. We see Madeline, you know, sitting at the backside of B, lining up some kind of crazy lineup. Op and Triple Peak posting out towards bottom middle. Just going to allow Velocity to start contacting up Cat. At least initially into this round, Velocity are very much expecting some kind of aggression here from Full Sense. But they won't bite. So Madeline, I'm just curious where this dart is going. I think that's into Wine, right? So either that or like a set dart into the site. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the Wine take. Yeah. Into A main. So that's been taken by Velocity. All picked up yet again. We've seen this a couple of times from them in the early round. But with 30 seconds elapsing, this has been a very slow round. And they still do have this up on the attacking side. Which begs the question, how does this round look when it's finished? Because they are really running the clock down here.
सेट करिए. बी की तरफ बस साइड में वाइस है और मिड पे सोवा है.
Full Sense are still controlling the map. You mentioned the recon from before. They smoked that off. You also have this barrier mesh down to the last few seconds, and then they break it. Sonic Sensor slows them down, though. Affords time for Full Sense to get the rotations in, Pilsky. Look, they set the paranoia as well, Pilsky. Still trying to break their way out, at least. Velocity trudging
20
on
seconds.
through.
उठा लिया भाई,
makes
खून
them feel
बना
so
दिया.
scared they can't quite find safe entry onto
Nice
site.
one.
Now Potter over
Nice
onto
one.
main, crosshair thrown off. They escape the annihilation.
1v3.
Sets off for a couple of shots,
Let's
and
go.
that unfortunately will be all that Full Sense can get. A
Kill the
successful
velocity,
spike
guys. Kill the
site
velocity.
taken a spike plant. Last now.
Ult है इस
Out
पे.
from the top of
1v3
heaven.
ना
Does
कर.
have Steel Garden, maybe a flash, but
Nice.
needs to shoot down so
Let's
much more. Madeline will not have it. Velocity up to a fourth.
That's it,
Wow.
guys.
Like
देख रहे हो?
they are really
W.
just playing this game of Ascent at their own pace. They don't feel too much pressure there. Like, I'm looking at the clock that whole round crack. I'm like, bro, there's 15 seconds to go. And Full Sense have got 4 stack on the A site. This round is over, right? Like, they are going to choke. They're not going to be able to put the pieces together. But they execute that A split perfectly. Even when they get caught by the Annihilation, there's no panic. They just came in together as that clock really started to dwindle down. And I mean, the timeline says it all here. 4 rounds in a row from Velocity. The calling has been phenomenal. And Full Sense just do not seem to have the answer, even post
फिर
timeout.
से टाइम आउट लिया है. डबल टाइम
I
आउट.
do imagine that's a little bit of
देख रहे हो
experience.
guys,
I'm
Velocity का
definitely
पहले टाइम
impressed
आउट
and
में हो गया
tickled
था.
by
इनको
in the past
अच्छा
4
टेक
rounds
पॉज है.
that Velocity have picked up.
फिर
A
से यार
slight
वो
pause
नोंगशिम के
for
गेम
your
पे भी
issue
हुआ
to,
था
get
टेक पॉज.
fixed, but at the
0
same
2
time,
राउंड पे.
you have to be admiring, you know, how this has gone back and forth between both teams.
सेम
I mean,
इशू
it's
के
their
कारण
own
ही
unique
टेक
take
पॉज हुआ था
on how they
वेलोसिटी.
wanna,
मतलब क्या
you
बोल
know,
रही हूँ मैं,
play this
नोंगशिम
map.
वर्सेस नाउस में.
Every single time we say it, coming into Ascension,
Year
that South
issue.
Asia is
Technical
the region,
pause.
as mentioned by
फिर
Morgan on
से
the
इधर
desk,
भी
that
टेक्निकल
finishes
पॉज.
before a lot of the other regions. It gives you some time to
चलो गाइस,
watch how
दोनों
the
गेम
other
अभी
teams
तक जो
play
हुए
and maybe
हैं,
prep something
नोंगशिम वर्सेस
special. But
नाउस
it also
और
gives you
वेलोसिटी
a lot of
वर्सेस
time to
फुल
flip
सेंस.
your
उसी
comps to
दोनों में
completely change up
टेक्निकल
your
पॉज तो
style.
हुआ है.
You go back and look at what Velocity was doing in this map unsuccessfully in South Asia with the standard comp, and now they bring something
अरे
fresh
इधर
that's
पटाखे
working
कौन
really
फोड़
well
रहे हैं
here.
भाई?
Well,
बैन
this
हो
time at
गए
least
थे
though,
ना हम
Full
लोग
Sense
के
wanting
इधर
to take the fight to them.
यहाँ
Picking up the orb, Blade Storm
तेजस्वी
Anthem
लोग
ready
गए
for
इधर.
Potter.
एक बार ही पुलिस का डंडा खाएंगे
response
फिर
from
समझ में
Velocity.
आएगा.
Just working together as a unit. Drone will go up short, trying to pull some tension and some interest
उड़ाओ
over towards
उड़ाओ
A, while the
ड्रोन
rest of
उड़ो.
Velocity walk
अरे
their way
एक
into
को
middle, but
स्पॉट
the
नहीं कर पाया.
updraft
चलो
here from
मिड
Potter
पे जा
could be
रहे कोई
deadly.
ना. हाँ स्पॉन पे ही रुको.
Sends
नाइफ
out
हो
for the
गए थे.
flash first, and there he goes. Oh, right off the rip, cracked one skull. Can he find more though? That's the question.
Nice.
Kaylin unfortunately expires, and no shots connected just yet.
4v4.
Madeline maybe a bit of chip damage, but that's it. Leviathan
Trade
hold
हो
out
गया है,
towards the back, but
3v3.
Russ quickly to trade off, and now you've
वाइस
got
की तरफ
options.
ना ही जाए तो बेहतर है
Flash
क्योंकि
and the
पक्की है.
spacing is just so clean
क्लोज
from
इन करेंगे
Velocity.
एक एक
They are
फट फट
working
करके मारेंगे.
slowly but methodically together. Eyes on Opinia inside a B main, naught but a sheriff to his name. Has to go huge here for Full Sense.
अरे
Goes in
नहीं
for the
यार.
tap. The second shot will do the trick.
गन रिकवर
Now
कर
weapon
लिया इधर.
retrieved as well. Maybe slowed down for the time being, but still, SK
2v3
Rossi,
हो
tour de
गया,
force,
guys.
trying to block off rotations all the way out from spawn. Russ does have Rolling Thunder as well.
Yeah, picked up off the back of the plant. Rossi playing from spawn with the op out.
दो लोग हुए हैं
And you
बस.
go
सो
all
मैंने अभी
throughout,
तक सही
Pili.
है.
Gravnet spotted, so Rossi knows
Nice.
exactly where to look.
2v2.
And he lands the shot with precise
Ah.
accuracy. Not the second one, though. A slight
Hai
chance. An
nahi.
opening for Full Sense to come in strong on the retake.
रो
Russ
दूंगी मैं.
looking to slow them down further. Laz caught in his tracks, but able to stick onto the
Time,
spike
time.
at
Please
least.
time now,
Aftershocks
please
him
time
to
now.
dissuade it. But now
Nice
they go
one,
back.
defender को मारा.
Russ! He's just playing around the corner!
टाइम नहीं है. लेट्स गो गाइस.
Getting
वी
a
वन
shot
दिस
at the end, but
राउंड.
at that
थैंक यू
point,
यार.
no
वेलोसिटी क्या
time for
बात
the
है.
defuse.
That's just bloody brilliant.
W.
In the back of the site there.
यही तो चाहिए.
Fault
राउंड
line
ना जाए.
plus
बंदे
the
कितने भी मर
aftershock
जाए.
to
राउंड ना
force them
जाए.
off of the defuse.
W play यार. W.
Steel Garden comes in
यही
from
हमें
Full Sense. They're
चाहिए.
expecting
यही.
to be able to waltz
Once
back
more.
into the site, but they overlook the fact that the tour de force is pulled out from Rossi. That does not count as a primary weapon. You're still peeking straight into an op. And that's a 5th round in a row for Velocity.
Zowie clutch for sure. One more to tie up the score, Billy.
They may take in once
राइट
again for
वालों ने
Velocity.
वो वर्ड को ब्लॉक
That's
नहीं
not
करा
ideal.
क्योंकि उनको
Aye,
पता नहीं है
Have a
उसका
sit
मतलब.
down, Sephiroth. Calm down, brother.
यार गाली दी. मतलब
go on,
वैसा
hang back.
गाली नहीं, मतलब
Yeah,
वो
back it
मोटिवेटेड
up.
रहने के लिए बोलते हैं ना,
He's
लेट्स गो
prepping the
ऐसे
aftershock.
करके,
It is a
मतलब
1-4 once
यू नो
again.
जोश
Velocity
जोश
kinda
में
on the
भाई
lurk in
राइट्स
towards
को
B main.
पता
The
नहीं
rest
है
of the
मिनी,
boys working that A main
वरना
control
वो
drone.
कर देते,
What's nothing for Leviathan.
बीप पैसे लगा देते भाई.
This is just Russ calling it to perfection as well. Aftershock at an angle to swing out. Sephiroth able to take down the first though. It's a
ए
slider
पे
from
घुसना
Damara
थोड़ा
though.
सा मुश्किल है, इन
And
लोग
it's
का फील्डिंग
quickly
ए पे ही
dealt
ज्यादा
with.
है अभी मार्केट के पास.
Blockade set up outside of A main. VLT has to look for other options.
Yeah, they were really just
भाई
trying
जो
to
भी
force
बोलो वो
full sense
नाइफ
into
वाला
that A main
बेस्ट था.
fight, but didn't necessarily get to take the fight on the terms that they were looking for.
जो भी
Deadlock
बोलो
wall
नाइफ
starting to
वाला
fade out.
बेस्ट
40
था
seconds
भाई,
on the clock as Rossi looks
बेस्ट
for a pick
था
for the
नाइफ
op.
वाला.
Will he have the right angle though?
3v5 ऑपरेटर
Sonic
है.
sensor as well. And
Please
from the
shift
previous
swap करो
contest,
थोड़ा.
you are
Nice.
already aware that there are
30 seconds
three
left.
possible hostiles on this A site. From the shadows clears, which might give Full Sense a better idea of where Velocity are. Trying to find another avenue of entry out
Nice
towards the top.
one.
Oh,
Not
they
good.
get together. They
मैं
swing.
कुछ नहीं बोल रही,
This is
मैं कुछ
Sephiroth,
नहीं बोल
low
रही.
HP, alongside our pin
टाइम ही नहीं
towards
है
the bottom of
गाइस.
hell.
ओह,
That's
No
all that
way!
Velocity had to deal with, and they managed to take them down in
1v3
quick
guys,
succession.
3v5
All
निकाला है
onto
ये.
Laz.
ये
An arc rose equipped. That's all
ओ
he's got.
भाई.
Slowly
These
slicing
guys
the
can
pie.
do it. ये 6-6 का स्विच है, कहाँ पे 6-0 था, अटका दिया. Let's go. Let's go. W velocity
What
field
am
the
I watching,
velocity.
man?
This is
How have they just
velocity. This
contacted
is India.
Upcat
Let's go
into
यार.
tree through a bloody
भाई
window
3v5
and the
निकाला
door,
है ये round.
3v5 and
Time
won
भी
that
नहीं
with
था
15
ऊपर.
seconds on the clock.
20
There is
20
no
सेकंड में
way
उन्होंने शुरू
that
किया
they
है.
should be allowed
20
to do
सेकंड
that.
में शुरू किया है उन्होंने.
I have to ask the same question. What are Full Sense doing, Quack?
6-6 का हाफ है गाइस.
Well,
लेट्स गो.
we're gonna
कहाँ
have
पे
to
हम
hold
लोग
on to those
6-0 पे थे,
questions
अटका
'cause
दिया
it's
ना.
in it for a little halftime break, but hopefully in the second half the answers will be revealed.
अभी देखते हैं अपना डिफेंडिंग कैसा होगा. भाई क्या राउंड पलटा है, कहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा स्लो स्टार्ट था, बट अब देखो स्पेशली वो नाइफ वाला राउंड यार मज़ा आ गया. डमारा ने नाइफ से मारा. लेट्स गो. W गेमिंग बिल्कुल यार, क्या पलटा है. कोई और टीम होता तो फुल सेंस अभी तक कुछ ऐसा 9-3 10-2 ऐसा करके स्विच करवाते, पर वेलोसिटी ने कमबैक कराया, वही बहुत बड़ी बात है. अटका दिया.
What's doing was the question posed towards Full Sense at the end of that first half. Well, we're gonna find out now that Full Sense are on the attack in this second half.
6 in a row for Velocity. At the end of that half, Rossi on the line. It's a double peek
चलो,
into him.
shot
Doesn't lose
नहीं
his
लगा.
life though. Able to rendezvous to safety for now, and Full Sense will take mid control. But look at this mid stack from Velocity just lying in wait.
3 on the other end. Russ with potential fault line and flash. They will
Nice
go for
one.
the peak. Really bolt up from Damara as well. Just
Nice.
straight into the fray. Russ provides additional
एक
fire support,
revealed है,
and all of
सारे
a
लोग
sudden Full
revealed है.
Sense. They've got to tuck away. Leviathan
Mid
trying to
पे
shoot
fight हो
himself
गए.
out into a safer angle. Smoked off by Sephiroth, but still low HP on both ends. Velocity.
भाई बहुत
a
लो
couple
हो गए.
more dicks and
VLT
they
वाले
could
भी
be
लो हैं
dead,
अभी.
so having to back off safely.
Full Sense just continuing to push the issue. Spotted out by Lightning Fast. There's still 4 players here from Velocity, and they want to
Nice.
fight. They're all going to spin top mid
वाह.
together, and Full Sense able to bring this down to a
1v1 सोवा
1-on-1.
वर्सेस सोवा.
It's just Madeline on his lonesome here. He knows exactly
Hello,
where Leviathan was
Dhruv.
last
Welcome
spotted,
to
and
the
he's one
stream.
sheriff
क्या
shot
हाल
away
है?
from death.
So choosing to pick
आज
the
क्यों
angle
वाचिंग नहीं
towards
है?
the
कोई
backer.
दिक्कत
Sheriff
नहीं है
shot
यार, हम लोग
straight
वाचिंग
through
के
the
लिए
bullseye.
थोड़ी
That's
ना
all
ये
he
सब करते
needs,
हैं.
and there he will find it.
वाचिंग के लिए
That was
कर
a
रहे होते
bullish
तो भाई
response
अभी
from
क्या
Full
बोलते
Sense
हैं.
Philly.
Yeah, I mean,
अभी तक
they
मैं
wanted to
लाइव
take
ऐसे
the
बंद कर
fight
चुकी
straight
होती
to velocity, straight
और
up
लाइव
nuts into
स्ट्रीमिंग
middle,
करना
but they
है.
got more than they bargained
मैं
for.
अपनी खुशी के
His
लिए
breach
करती हूँ.
utility
लोग
just
सपोर्ट
continues
करे
to
ना
find
करे उनकी
value.
मर्जी अभी.
It's a bloody breach masterclass from Russ here on Ascent. And then it's just really heads up play from Velocity. They're just playing together as a pack fantastically.
भाई ये राउंड आई
Starting
थिंक
from
बचा
that
लिया
attacking
गया है.
side, but even in the
बचा
mid-round,
लिया
they're
गया
on
है.
their
1v1 हो
defensive
गया
pistol.
था
That's their 7th
ऐसे
round in a
करके.
row now.
It's definitely
वैसे
brilliant.
कैसे हो ध्रुव?
The
क्या हाल
IGL
है
for
आपके?
sure. You can already see that experience coming into aid Velocity. Next round up, they're buying everything, so
एग्रेसिव
no
पुश
money
तो
man
है.
this time, but just the setups over towards A main with Full Sense hoping to explode.
मिड पे बस वो क्या बोलते हैं?
Simple shot from Damara though, yeah.
Nice
Just coming
one.
through with some additional smokes and the
Next
aftershock
round
as
तो
well,
बाय
Philly.
आगे आएगा.
SK
वही मेन
Rossi
राउंड होगा.
manages to silence the player out by B main 2, which means Leviathan, he's just got
तीन
total
लोग
thumbs
देख रहे हो
down.
यही
Gonna go around the corner
यही
and,
वाला
fire
सीन
swap
होना
out on the
चाहिए.
other end.
3 लोग एक
Straight
साथ
into the
खड़े हो
high-low.
जाते हैं एक को मारने के लिए.
That's
बढ़िया
brilliant
लगता
from
है ये.
Velocity.
अभी
I know
देखते हैं अभी
watching
बाय
at home,
आएगा.
like I was talking about it earlier with the Sage comp, but you're looking at Full Sense getting flushed out of a corner, like 3 players stuck by a relay fault line with an aftershock to flush them out. It looks silly from an objective perspective, but you guys have to remember that Full Sense have played against every comp but this comp 100 scrims for the last however many
yeah,
months on
right.
Ascent. And they have never played against this. They're doing all the routines that they're used to playing against the standard meta
हम
style.
देख रहे हैं ना
And
कोई
when it
सीन
comes
नहीं
down
है.
to
हाँ
it,
ना
when you
यार
have
जो
to
लोग
adapt
देखते हैं
to what
यार
the other
उन
team
लोगों
is
के
throwing
लिए
at
तो
you
मैं
and
हूँ.
what kind of
एक लोग
util they're
देखे
offering,
चाहे
what
आधा
kind of
लोग
questions
देखे
they're asking you
या
in the
फिर मैं
game
अकेले
can
ही
be
खुद
quite
को
hard to
देख
do.
लूँ तो मैं खुद के लिए ही
It's
हूँ
true.
बस.
I mean, in 2025, I can't remember the last time I saw a breach on Ascent, but well, off to the next round now. It's going to be the full buy coming out from Full Sense. Already finding a little bit of contact and trying to scale up through mid.
रॉसी के पास
Mark
आउटफ्लो
will
है.
give them a check for
आउटफ्लो
now.
लेके है
Rossi
किधर?
is as
अच्छा
deep as he can possibly be.
बी में
Inside of B
एग्रेसिवली
main
है.
yet. Drone spots out the trademark. Dark cover to top middle. Will be clear.
मिड
This is
बस
just Full
वही
Sense
ट्रेडमार्क ही देख
seeing
रहा है.
what
देख रहे हो
Velocity
गाइस?
will do
मिड में
in
बस वो
reaction to this
ट्रेडमार्क ही
tickle on
देख रहा है.
middle. Very much still in a default formation are the attacking side, but now
चलो
looking to pressure towards Catwalk.
Very careful and cautious.
ब्लाइंड
clearing
बढ़िया
as well,
था.
scouting, I should
कोई
say,
पिक
of the
करने के लिए
defensive
होता तो
setups. The
मजा आ
paranoia
जाता.
just completely turns them away.
It's just Rossi
यार
at B. That's
आउटफ्लो
it. And it's
लेके
gonna be a
इतना
mid to B.
क्लोज.
Got a lot of work to do here.
Maybe you can make it through from market since Rossi's all the way deep inside of B main. There's 2 players on the other end though, and he's going to
Hey,
start to
बहुत
push
close
on up
था
here.
यार
Footstep
outflow
from
लेके.
behind. Unfortunately, gunned down against Laz, and then Madeline to sneak through, hoping to put up a strong
प्लांट
hold
मत
outside
होने
of
दो
Boathouse.
प्लीज. बहुत कम
So
टाइमिंग है.
many
कम ऑन
smokes
यार.
and fast lanes though, and it completely obscures the vision for Full Sense. Arpinia managing to find a simple crack, and Sephiroth to be able to slip through from lane as well.
चलो
Now
प्लांट कर
Spike
रहे हैं.
planted. All they've got to do is to watch down this one
साइड
choke
पूरा
point.
मिल गया है.
But
नाइस
Mara
वन
slides
गार्डियन
onward
से.
anyway. Guardian shot successful. Sephiroth around the corner, especially with Recon providing assistance inside of the smoke.
एनटी ये तो
They
होना ही था
managed
यार.
to decimate Velocity.
Yeah, lovely attacking side there from Full
एनटी
Sense.
एनटी.
You know, I've been
30 seconds
singing the
left.
praises
यार
of
मिड
Velocity
पे
is
बस
calling on the
ट्रेडमार्क है
attacking
ना.
side,
बस
but
वही
Full
दिक्कत
Sense
है.
really did call circles around them in that round. The pressure towards
ऑपरेटर
top middle,
वगैरह
clearing
लेके
the
बैठ जाना
trademark.
चाहिए.
And then
क्या बोलते हो?
just
हैं?
applying pressure and shoving towards Catwalk. Completely pulled a full rotation across towards that A side of the map, and you don't have a proper sentinel on the side of Velocity. So when it's just SK Rossi on that B side of the map, you're pretty cooked at that point.
Cover going out.
It does make things a little bit more tricky. So SK Rossi this time with the op pulled out, he's going down middle.
Gonna have to be something that they will consider. Dark cover and the dart will push him away. He'll have to chill at pizza for now. Backed well by Russ as Full Sense look to work this mid control again.
देख लिया.
It's great awareness for now, but can you
नाइस
actually take down
शॉट.
SK Rossi though?
बट
That
फिर से
rendezvous
दोबारा
just
से
allows him to
क्लॉस.
do so
ओ
much.
माय गॉड
Double
भाई
dips
शॉट्स
in.
तो है.
That's now Pottergon, your
Ooh
star
ee
duelist.
ah ooh yeah. Let's go.
What
Let's
year
go.
is
Let's
it?
go guys.
Like
सब
Rossi
लोग
is
लाइक करो.
absolutely
Come on.
annihilating them with the op right now. Paranoia will push the drone away towards
कैमरा
Catwalk.
ही
Full
घुमा
sense with
लिया
only
देख रहे
57
हो
seconds.
W
Basically relying on some mistakes from Velocity in this 5-on-3 here.
Smoked off. And now spotted by Russ. Great awareness and response. Now fully aware as to where Full Sense are located. Window cracked open as well, so just being careful. But as you mentioned, Full Sense looking for some slight mistakes.
अरे
and that might be
नहीं
the
यार
first one. A second. Possibly now then into A
भाई
site.
3v3 हो गया
Damara trying to
दोबारा
slow
से
things down with the relay bolt. But slowly
दोबारा से
scouting out that the
3v3
entirety
हो
of
गया
site is
देख रहे
clear.
हो
They
गाइस
are aware that the last one might
आपके
be
दोस्त
inside
लोग
of
कहाँ
it.
पे दीदी
Damara's
बिजी होंगे
gone.
ना
They just turned this 3v5
हाय
into a 3v1.
Yeah, Full Sense really just showing Velocity that they can do
कितने अच्छे शॉट्स
everything
निकाले थे
that
रॉसी
Velocity
ने
did on their
सीरियसली
attacking
बहुत
side.
प्यारे शॉट्स निकाले
The
थे
contact up Catwalk in the 3-on-5, boiling the clock down to 10 seconds. That's exactly what we just saw from Velocity in the last half. That was just brilliant from Full Sense. Punished every single mistake from Velocity, and that will be their second gun round in a row here to even up the scoreline.
Dude, this game is delivering right now.
For sure.
हाय रॉसी ने बहुत अच्छा
entertained by
स्टार्ट
everything.
करा था
And it's delivering with a different style, a different flavor than you'd usually expect here in Asian Pacific. APAC Pacific.
APAC
It's a
Pacific?
slower style. Yeah, APAC Pacific. APAC people. Pack. I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
actually.
I don't know.
Pack.
Pack. New nickname. I mean, look, the Chamber got a lot of value. He's one of these agents. There's a lot of them. You've got the Waylay, the Yoru, the Chamber is another one of them. These are the kind of agents that when you make a mistake, you don't use that extra piece of util. You're going
भाई
to
ये
lose picks
पूरा
and you
राउंड
shoot
हाथ से गया है लाइक
and
लेजिट
Rossi
हाथ
put
से
them in a
गया है
winning
बस एक
position, but
ऑपरेटर है अभी
unfortunately, it's just some brilliance from Full Sense to convert that 3-on-5.
8-8 का स्कोर है चलो
Crazy.
देखते हैं
Well, Rossi's back at it again. He's got that fire lit under him, especially having spent these past 2 years in Tier 2. Spots one out by the barrel. Calls it to... He actually nails the shot. Tried to go in for another. Scoped through, but punished at the end.
हाय
Russ
टीपी
now
बैक
back in
कर
with the
लेना
rest of the
चाहिए
team
था
to try to dip forward, but Full
एंटी
Sense having some additional added measures out from the top of mid.
इको राउंड है
He's good for
कोई
the
ना
opening pick, but the re-peak punished heavily. Oh, lightning fast, pilfering the operator. Spotted out. Full Sense knows exactly what he's up to. He's repping the Global Esports Classic. Got to remember where you came
Nice.
from.
ओह नाइस
Oh!
He's had some nasty clashes when he was back on Global as
1v2
well, but
है और
now it's a
ऑपरेटर है
1v2 off shots is all he's got. Oh, slowly clears around the... Oh, made some noise around the Thorns. That could be a slight tell for Potter, who is the Jet after all. Still being cautious though. Wraps back around the other end.
एंटी यार एंटी
Wild swing coming through and quickly but swiftly dealt with.
Full Sense starting to get back on the horse. 3 in a row here on this attacking side. Slowly but surely starting to build up some more confidence.
My God.
पीपी बैक कर जाना चाहिए था एक को मार
Shot him in
के
the pinkies. Unlucky. He does have the 2 of the force. Yeah, man. Sometimes you get your fingers jammed in the car door. It happens to the best of us. It's not a pleasant thing to experience. Chamber Ops online here, though. Quick set play into A main. Damara forcing his way all the way down. Catches the
नाइस
line
भगा भगा
straight
के
through
मारा
the wall.
W
No time to get out of dodge, and the rest of Full Sense picking up the pace into B now.
It's Rossi tour de force. That could really slow things down, and there he goes! What a shot! Now into Russ and the rest of the team as well. Back from spawn, back
1v4
from stairs. Sephiroth, the only one who managed to make his way into sight, having to
W
deal with the entire
Wow.
force of Velocity. No chance! The score is tied up.
Again, that's just another
W
beautiful
guys
usage of this comp. You're on a set play down A main. You can't get away as Leviathan. You're caught by the fault line, and then this off angle from Logs is not something you'd usually be concerned with. The fact that you lost your Sova on the other side of the map makes Full Sense feel like they need to speed up and they need to just hit that B site, and surely you're not playing against a proper Sentinel. You're not worried about the Vice Wall. You're not worried about Cypher Trips, so you could just go straight into lane there. But that's when you get punished by these dirty little off angles and these rendezvous TPs.
Oh my god, now they're doing it again, but this time over onto B main. Rolling Thunder into Relay Bolt with overkill.
Nice.
Spots out Laz. Completely throws Full Sense once more into disarray. They're feeling that pressure to push in the A site because of this Pilly. Same thing as before, just different parts of the map. Lightning fast with the slide off angle. Able to catch onto Arpinia as well. Complete and absolute pandemonium into SK
Nice.
Another kill confirmed. 2 targets left, and they've been spotted. Damara just making some extra noise. The door's been shut, maybe lulling Full Sense in a false sense of security where they can kind of sneak through the spike plant, but that takes time. Allows for Damara to sprint forward into the
अरे यार नहीं.
drags him down.
Hi,
finding a couple of shots
nice.
too, but up for the top of heaven. They
Heart attack दिलवा देते भाई, heart attack दिलवा देते.
from Velocity.
It's just, again, exactly like you said. The same set play on the other side of the map with the breach ult completely catches Full Sense and pushes them into the op setup on that A side of the map. Absolutely beautiful. The aftershock to force that solo lurker out.
Almost heart attack
This
हो
map
जाता
has
guys,
been
पता है.
prepped to perfection by Velocity. The game plan is gorgeous to
बचा
watch.
दिया.
It's
Thank
so
you.
off meta. Like, who even plays Breach Neon anymore?
Apparently Velocity.
Time out है
And
Full
I'm loving
Sense
it.
का.
Show me more. You know, funnily enough, this is quite similar to the comp and the style that they play on Lotus. You know, it kind of reminds me of when Nongshin was also kind of copy-pasting their same style onto different maps and try to make it work. And sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't quite fit, but in this case, I'm loving this from Velocity. Another timeout forced out by Full Sense. It's... This is just the exact kind of comp that I'm going to be very impressed if they can make the adjustments that they're going to need to be able to beat it. Because these are the kind of things that once you've seen it, once you can prep it, you've seen some tape, it can be a little bit easier to overcome. But on the fly, it's very, very difficult to figure this one out. Credit where credit's due to Full Sense, though. They have had some pretty good rounds on this attacking side in the last couple, so I think they just need to refocus. They need to recognize we've been getting caught by the set plays.
चलो दोनों
We've
टीम
been
के
kind
अभी
of
full buy
panicking
है.
and overreacting when we're getting hit by them. Just trying to force the site hits too much. I think they just need to go back to playing that slower style, similar to what Velocity were doing on their attacking side, because they were finding a lot more success doing it.
Possibly that's why for these early Sentinel utilities.
This is hilarious. Like, they're just sitting back at B main waiting for some kind of set play to come out for the first 20 seconds of the round. This is their adaptation. They have got some real trauma built up from the last couple of rounds, Quack.
How could you not, though? You know what I mean? Recon,
Yeah.
you got to do your due diligence now.
They're just going to try and throw a BXX at them and see if Velocity can hold it.
Look at the check from Velocity as well. Just testing the waters, dipping your toe in a little bit. Trying to bait out the utility as well. Relay bolts, smokes, more shock darts thrown in.
Slow pacing from Full Sense. They're really just trying to trade down utility, bait out some kind of reaction. Hello. Drone gonna spot out a couple of fellas chilling in B main rather. Drone from Full Sense will go up through middle, but you know the
Guys,
game plan
like
hasn't
करो
changed.
on
They
सब
still
लोग.
just want to rip the
30
steel guard and
seconds
an exec B here.
The last 20 seconds. Maybe hoping that the drone would have pulled some rotations away, but not quite. Still down to the site. And with guns robbed, hopefully enough for Full Sense to be able to find a successful hit. Still, though, operating towards the back
Nice.
end. Madeline with the spams. Damara, guns back
Nice.
online. 10
Plan
seconds
का time
remaining, and Full Sense have got to go. Running off to
Nice.
pick up the spot,
Planting
but that's
का
where he
time
gets
नहीं
shot
है.
in the
Let's go.
back. And now Leviathan finds one square to the face. Velocity with a strong lead now in the second half.
Well, Full Sense do not have the answer here, Clack. We just had the coach's input, the timeout. We're waiting outside B main for these set plays. We're waiting for every little extra bit of utility to try to kick
अरे वो
off
लोग
this
spike
sprint.
उठाने
The
दौड़
game
रहे थे,
plan was
देखा?
very clearly just, if we can get a B execute off, if we can rip the steel guard and then get into the B site, then surely we're going to win the round. And that didn't work either. This game is so over, man.
Yeah, your guns are gone too. Pretty much map point secured for Velocity if they make this one successful. But here comes Potter with the blades, able to get the first one. Updrafts to try to extend his life, but Damara's not going to let that happen.
Oh, एक शॉट पे मार दिया.
Flashes out from Russ as well. Oh, wait, no,
Bloody
that's a
aftershock, bro.
He killed.
He's just killing them with breach util. This is gorgeous.
Alongside the stuns as well. Breach, Neon Ascent, my goodness. Slow peaks coming through from full sense, but it's the off angles that favor Velocity. Slight high-low as well because of the stairs. Now onto
W
Leviathan.
यार.
Position fully noted. I mean, do you really just bank on the lucky starter stab? It's not happening. Russ secures map point out for Velocity.
Let's go
Incredible
match
stuff.
point.
At one point, guys, they were down 0-6 on this map, having picked that attacking side. And since then, they've gone 12.
ये बढ़िया मारा
in the
था
last
ब्रिज के
15
यूटिल से.
rounds. Phenomenal calling on this attacking side from Velocity. Beautiful setups, beautiful prep. on
बढ़िया
this
यार
defensive
match
side,
point.
and it has
No
been
T,
an effort by
nothing.
committee.
Nothing.
Not one
I won
singular player
nothing.
is carrying Velocity. It
I
is all
don't want
beautiful
OT,
prep, game
please.
plan, calling, and every single player stepping up. where
Please
it's
यार
needed.
OT नहीं. खत्म कर दो इधर ही बता दो.
Even slight moments of improvisation as well. Last chance for full sense now.
Yeah. Gonna work some mid-control. 0-4 to start this off, man. Potter has had an absolute shocker here to start things off. Just creeping their way around in middle. Drone will go up. Will once again spot the trademark, confirming that the chamber is in towards B. I believe spotting the rendezvous in the corner of market. So they know that Ross is hanging around in B main here. The question is, what are they going to do about it? They're going to avoid him. Head towards A.
Mid top जा रहे
Test
हैं.
the setup between Lightning Fast and Damara.
Yeah, they want none of it. Rossi having found the successful shots before. Now
वापस
short
भी आ
smoked
गए
off,
mid
though.
से. Nice.
And you're backed in the mid once again.
Yeah, Russ has just been biding his
Come
time
on,
here with a
come
full
on,
belty
निकालो.
util.
अरे सही टाइम पे हट गया यार.
Jump spots up.
देखो
Pulls out the
टाइमिंग
utility,
देख
tries to
लो
slow
यार
him down, but it's just a
टाइमिंग.
flash. So nice little pickup from full sense. Can
उधर
they
से
convert it to
मतलब
more?
क्या बोलते हैं उधर ही देख रहा था टाइमिंग देख लो थोड़ा सा टाइमिंग के कारण.
Middle, how is Laz ready for that?
Must have heard the sound. Just lightning fast now. Will he be fast enough to throw out the utility? Smokes in. Spots over onto Potter, but oh, full sense.
यार ओटी नहीं
Managing to
चाहिए.
find
Come on.
some good devastating kills against Velocity.
नेक्स्ट
into the
राउंड
spot
करा दो.
plant.
10-13 चलेगा.
Nicely worked. Rossi, he's so rich he doesn't even need his op anymore. He's just out for blood. Looking for damage here. Against full sense. Maybe a couple more clips for the Twitter posts as well. Headhunter 3K.mp4.
Titled
Rifle in hand now.
Ascension Pacific.
10-13 भी चलेगा.
Would be sick.
Oh, man.
हाँ
Yeah,
10-13 चलेगा. ओटी नहीं चाहिए हम
Let's go
लोग
in
को.
the
Come on.
recycling bin. All good. It was worth a try. Nicely worked by full sense though. They just catch Russ in spawn there, juggling a whole lot of util. He didn't know what piece of util he wanted to throw out there, and by the time he figured it out, he was already dead. Nice little bait as well with the deadlock wall. Sephiroth playing behind that and shouting step away. Full sense just need to keep it calm and collected. They just need 2 rounds in a row. They've already seen
नहीं
a
देने
lot
का
of what
नहीं देने का
Velocity
इधर ही
has to
खत्म
bring
करो.
on this defensive side here. So if they could just figure it out for 2 more rounds, and there's a real good chance that they can figure
चलो
this out in
उधर आ ही
OT.
नहीं रहे हैं.
This is cute from Velocity though. They've thrown that full commit,
इस बार मिड पे
full
भी
set
नहीं
of
गए.
util across A main, but not sent the
I
neon.
think
They're
इस
really
बार
just trying
बी
to
और एक
condition full sense
घूमेंगे
to
फिर
react to that.
देखेंगे कौन सा साइड पे
The
जाना है.
problem is that Sephiroth has been posted up here since the start of the round, so we've seen no neon come crashing through to take that A main control. Drone through B. We'll spot out the trademark, broken nicely there by Leviathan.
ट्रेडमार्क ही तोड़ दिया.
Full sense now considering the fact that they want to re-clear A main.
लाइटनिंग
Very
फास्ट ईयर
silently as
इधर
well.
अकेला है बस एक वेंडल के साथ.
Lightning fast has no idea. Just the angle.
अरे
out.
यार
Orb Hack gives it away
टाइमिंग.
in time for the smoke to get set up,
हाँ
but
से रुक रहो अभी.
he's already spent the paranoia as well.
थोड़ा सा टाइमिंग का
This just
19-20
might
का
come
हो
down
जाता है
to
ना 19-20
kills.
का लगता हो जाता
Opts
है
to play the safer angle and pulse rotations from the team over to site.
3-man rotation here. Annihilation is there as full sense. Pulling the
चलो
trigger on this site execute. Annihilation won't hit anything, but they'll
नहीं
take the A
पकड़
side
पाए
control and get that spike down.
इधर ही खत्म करो प्लीज
Barrier mesh up as well.
हम मोटी वोटी नहीं
More
जानते
obstacles for velocity to go through if they are to
किसी को
find the
ले नहीं पाए
retake.
बट 2 लोगों को हल्का सा डैमेज तो दिया हल्का बोलना चाहूंगी मैं इसको
More of the angle is
हाँ
stroked off as
उधर ही
well, but
फाइट करो
Otter
हो जाएगा मैं बता रही हूँ
dimmed down to low and red HP.
Nice
As
one,
soon as the
Rossi.
stroke goes off, it's the kill. Rossi. And also a
4v4
negative slow
है
them down
ट्रेड हो
the
चुके हैं
Relay bolt now out from Damara.
अरे
For the
यार
rest of the team to try to break it
नाइस
through,
वन
don't
फिर
broken.
से ट्रेड
And Full Sense
3v3
managed to
डिफ्यूज
kind
भी
of slow
करना है
them down. Another kill
Damara
in action,
अकेले
but Damara goes huge with overdrive. Fast lane up to try to stick the spike onto halfway. And Full Sense doesn't quite know.
NT
Waiting for it
यार
to go down, and Leviathan
भाई
able
ओटी
to
नहीं
find the
कराना
pick
है
at the
भाई
That's done from Full Sense. Just kicking
ओटी
off
नहीं
that
कराना है
AXQ
हम
with the
लोगों को
Annihilation. They're just trying to simplify the game plan a
ऑलमोस्ट ये
little bit.
राउंड भी मिल जाता
Wait out any kind of tricks that Velocity might
ट्रेड हो
throw
रहे
at
थे
them.
इधर ही
It's a nice attempt with the breach util. I like that fault line in towards Heaven side. They know that Full Sense might try to disrupt them. But there was many more layers to that post plant than that for Full
ओटी
Sense.
नहीं जाना यार कुछ करो
One more
गाइस
round to
कुछ
secure
करो
overtime here.
कुछ करो
We are gonna see
ओटी नहीं
attack
जाना
timeout
है
here for
11
Velocity.
13
Both
प्लीज
teams working their way through all of their timeouts. You'll see that a lot more here at Ascension. I mean, this game is the perfect example of it. There are just so many different teams from different regions with completely different styles coming here into Ascension. And it takes a while to kind of figure it all out. To be successful in the Pacific region, in APAC, you have to be able to figure out everything. You have to be able to play against every little different kind of funky style and approach that these teams have from these different regions. And Full Sense, they've made some good
especially-
adaptations in the last couple of rounds.
That is true. It was 9-12. I mean, to be able to figure it all out so quickly on the fly. in this
गाइस
group
अगर
stage as
ओटी
well,
चला
it's-
गया ना
it's
तो
just
गड़बड़ हो
beautiful
जाएगा
Valorant
50-50 चांसेस
coming
होता है ओटी
together
में
for Ascension Pacific, a huge melting pot of it all.
Yeah. Judge out for Tamara.
ओटी नहीं
Opt
चाहिए
for
यार
Rossi.
कम ऑन
Tamara
एक
can
मैप
take
ले
that
लो
into A main. And Full Sense, they're not changing anything up post timeout. It's another kind of slower, defaulty round. They're once again waiting for any kind of set plays that you're going to get here early on for Velocity. It's very clear to me that Full Sense feel that if they can slow these rounds down enough that they'll find the success that they've been looking for. That means that Velocity in this last time out, I would really like for them to have said, if we can slow things, if this round continues to be slow, if we can hold our util for the mid to late round, especially playing things like Omen and Breach, and just get the right relay bolt, the right fault line in the right position late into the round, then we should be able to come up with a dub. I think the judge is a nice approach in A main as well against an A ending that could really cause some
ओटी नहीं
problems if the
चाहिए
clock starts
प्लीज
to run
कुछ
low
भी
for
हो
Full
जाए
Sense.
ओटी नहीं चाहिए
Yeah, something Full Sense might not really consider. You're always wanting to spend utility to try to
Mid
retrieve
पे
more
ही
information.
fielding
This
set है,
drone
ज़्यादा
now
pick
spots
नहीं।
them out by middle.
At least for one player.
उसको
Considering their
नहीं
options.
उधर नहीं फेंका चलो वो नहीं
To
अटका
market.
गाइस
Full Sense shoving their way straight up mid to B. Russ in the back of the site, joined by Rossi on lane, who's feeling pressured to push his way into the back of the site for now.
Utility evaded.
30 seconds left.
In Full Sense cooking up the catalyst. They're cutting noise again, and it always feels so uncertain
Nice.
for Velocity
Or
at some
it,
point,
or
but
it.
Rossi spots them out
NT.
right around the edges. Laz to answer back. Ruz has to just anchor down towards the back of
Please,
boathouse. Buys
OT
enough
नहीं,
time
please,
for Metal
fingers
to come back
crossed,
in. Up the
please.
middle. Laz though, the rest of the team, they just dive in
शायद
with
trade
the
भी हो
shorty
जाते
set
हैं
for
ना
the
क्या
shot out of
बोलूं
B main all of a sudden as well. Now here they go.
2v2
with
है
Possess.
guys
We talked about it before, and it's going
Nice.
nuclear. A shot from Lightning Fast. Paranoia out
Please.
against Sephiroth, and this might be
Please,
the
no.
round. Velocity, just one more kill.
भाई नो
They
टी
will
लेट्स
secure
गो
it.
वेलोसिटी
No
भाई
overtime
फील
on
द
this first
वेलोसिटी
map, and
फील
they
द वेलोसिटी
completely
लेट्स
throw
गो
Full
गाइस
Sense in
नो
for a
टी
loop.
लेट्स गो थैंक यू
Absolutely love to see it.
भाई ओटी नहीं
The
जाने दिया
games
बहुत
today
बहुत
have really
शुक्रिया
just
भाई
been
हार्ट अटैक आ
defying
जाता ओटी में
expectations Nongshin
इधर
slapped
से
around
उधर
by now
राउंड
early on, and
स्विच ये
Velocity
स्विच
also
साइड
turning
स्विच
up to
भाई
this
बहुत
tournament and showing
वीटी हो
everyone
जाता.
that they
थैंक यू
aren't
सो मच
a
यार.
pushover,
हैशटैग फील द
that they have
वेलोसिटी.
spent the
लेट्स
last
गो.
couple of months prepping some really funky stuff that is going to be hard to play against. Full Sense going to be
Let's
kicking
go, guys.
themselves if they
इधर
couldn't
ये
secure their
क्या
map
बोलते
pick
हैं
here, but there's still the rest of the series to play.
इन्हीं का क्या बोलते हैं फुल सेंस का ही मैप पिक था वो ले लिया है. होपफुली अपना मैप पिक भी अपन ही ले ले. 2-0 हो जाए मजा आ जाएगा भाई. ओटी हो जाता तो मेरे को हार्ट अटैक आ जाता यार. मतलब ओटी में 50-50 चांसेस हो जाता है ना आपका कि लाइक साइड स्विच हो रहे हैं फिर से ये साइड फिर से अटैकिंग में ये टीम अच्छा है डिफेंडिंग में ये अच्छा है तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाती है. अच्छा हुआ मैं बोली थी यार ओटी नहीं जाना चाहिए. डब्ल्यू
I loved it. I absolutely
अब
loved
बस
what we
अपना
saw
मैप
from
पिक हम लोग
Velocity here. I'm
सिक्योर कर
wondering
लें और मुझे
how
कुछ
much
नहीं
more
चाहिए.
they've
हो
got in
गया
the
मेरा
tank,
जी
like
जी.
what kind of other
बढ़िया खेला
approaches
यार
they're
बढ़िया
gonna be
खेला.
bringing.
कहाँ यार
Because
स्लो
it's a long
स्टार्ट
tournament,
6-0
and,
कहाँ
you know,
ये
as
सब
you
नाइफ
mentioned, some of
वाइफ
these
थे
timeouts, there's a
ओपी.
lot of different teams that you're gonna have
फील
to
द
be playing.
वेलोसिटी गाइस. फील द
And, you know, this
वेलोसिटी.
kind of
लेट्स गो.
style is great in the opening portions of the tournament. You're catching a team off guard the first couple of times that you're
अपना मैप
showing it.
पिक ले लो
But,
अभी.
you
अपना
know,
मैप
to be
पिक
able
ले
to
लो
go deeper into
प्लीज.
the tournament, you're going to have a lot more in the tank than that. You have to have a
अब
lot
बस
more
अपना
looks,
मैप
maybe some
पिक ले
different
लो ये
props.
लो. मजा आ जाएगा.
in the strat
2-0 इजी.
But I am thoroughly entertained nonetheless that they've been able to get this initial map upset versus Full Sense. This is really spicing up this series for me.
Yeah, dude, as am I. A lot of I just can't
रॉसी
help
ने
but
भी
feel
बहुत
for
बढ़िया
coaches.
खेला
I
यार.
gotta imagine Coach Leaf just
क्या
having to
ऑपरेटर चलाया है.
rework quite a bit
स्नाइपर
for,
क्या चलाया है.
Full Sense if they are to adjust around it. And I mean, for everyone else watching back home, you know, this is just map 1 of our
कुछ
second
कुछ
series
राउंड
of the day.
लिटरली
We still
बचाया है
got
लोगों
one
ने
more
लिटरली वरना
series
हाथ
to
से
go after
फिसल
this,
जाता.
so everyone's got to strap in
W
because there's
gameplay.
so much entertaining Valorant to be had right now. The way that this went back and forth with, you know, a full, was it a 6-round win streak at the start
Yeah.
from Full Sense in that
6-0.
first half?
Yep.
And then Velocity does this. Crazy.
Yep, they went 6 in a row after that on the attacking side. Some masterful calling. Some great attacking sides from both of these teams. A very, very slow approach from both of them. Partially that comes down to, you know, running things like Chamber, running things like Vice Deadlock, but most importantly, maybe more excitingly than what we saw in that series, I want to see if Big Time is sold over there on the desk just yet about Velocity.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna give this to Morgan because this feels familiar. It's like Morgan is right about everything once again. We're in Ascension, we're in another tournament, yet Morgan is still right about this. I do have to give
मैप
credit to you.
तो कौन सा है दीदी. लोटस का मैप है यार. वो वेलोसिटी का ही मैप पिक है. लोटस है मैप तो.
Almost a complete stop here, Morgan, but that's almost what they did in the last few rounds.
Look, people have to stop being surprised that I'm right about everything. I'm always right about everything. And once
I don't
again,
like this
I think
game.
this
भाई
Velocity
फर्स्ट
team, I
स्किल
feel like
सारे
this
आई
is the
थिंक क्या
best
बोलते हैं
way they could
वेलोसिटी
have
नहीं
approached this
निकाले.
Ascension.
डब्ल्यू
They leant back into what works for
डब्ल्यू
them.
यार.
They put Damara back
ओटी
on
नहीं
this
जाने दिया
Neon.
स्पेशली.
They
आई एम सो
supported it
हैप्पी.
with the Brute. SK Rossi on the Chamber.
Feel the
Everybody is
velocity,
built to
guys. Let's
excel
go.
on an individual level. They didn't force anything that doesn't fit for them, and we saw just how effective that can be. I just want you to look how even the kills are all the way across this Velocity team. Everybody really pulling their weight, and I'm so impressed, especially after starting 0-6 to have the mentality. This is that experience we spoke about, right? To be able to pull this back
पूरा
out,
टीम ने
get a
कोऑर्डिनेट
win on
करके
your
बढ़िया
opponent's
खेला है.
map pick,
मजा आ
a
गया.
map that has looked weak for them in the past. I mean, they're going to be on cloud 9 right now. They are riding high. But on the side of Full Sense, definitely not the start they would have wanted here, Mika.
Absolutely not. I mean, as you mentioned, the score was 6-0 in favor of Full
वही
Sense
ना.
in the first few
MVP
rounds,
भाई
and then
डमारा.
the
लेट्स
momentum
गो.
slowly started to shift over to Velocity, and they just kept going after that point. A large part of it was Damara really getting more confidence as the rounds went on. We saw a bit of a slower start from him earlier, but once he started realizing, no, this is how I play, this is how my team's gonna set me up, he started, the fear started, falling away from him. He started getting even more and more daring, and then by the end, he was flying all over the place. It was actually a treat to watch indeed. And you go to the opposite side where you have Potter, and unfortunately Potter is just at the bottom of the scoreboard here, and I was expecting a lot from him, but he was just shut down a lot, especially by Damara.
I mean, yeah, I think there's definitely a difference
दीदी
in
आपकी
how the
वॉच
teams
पार्टी
approach
थंबनेल में
like
एक पिक
setting up
क्यों
their
होता है
duels,
यार?
right?
एनवी को
So
फूट दो.
Tomorrow's playing Neon with that breach Sova to
रुको
support him,
जरा
so the
एक
support players
सेकंड.
put a lot of
हाँ
work in.
सही बात
Hot
बोली
was there
यार
on an
आपने.
island and
हैं
couldn't get it done against all that util, so we'll
हैं
have to see
सही
what
बात
Love Team
बोली
has in store.
बिल्कुल. एक सेकंड.
Yeah, we will see indeed. We'll see if Full Sense can manage a comeback or if this is just Velocity's game all the way right after this very quick break.
नहीं सुनेंगे हम लोग. अपना मैप पिक अभी बस उठा पाए ना तो हो गया गाइस. आज का काम अपना अपना मिशन डन है. मकसद पूरा हो जाएगा. बस ये एक और उठाना है हम लोगों को. मेरा न्यू प्रोफाइल कैसा है? रुको यार मुझे देखना पड़ेगा. मोबाइल से देखती हूँ ना मैं तो छोटा सा दिखता है. बढ़िया है यार. मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, चॉइस अच्छा है आपका. ये लाइक माइनक्राफ्ट मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, माइनक्राफ्ट की तरफ वो है ना, माइनक्राफ्ट जैसा. आप माइनक्राफ्ट खेलते हो? गाइस आज का मकसद बस इतना ही है. दूसरा अपना मैप पिक भी उठा लेना है. फिर हो गया अपना आज का मिशन पूरा. डेली मिशन पूरा. मज़ा आ जाएगा. गाइस सब लोग लाइक करो यार. कम ऑन. यस क्या लिखा है? उठाया है मैंने ये प्रोफाइल फोटो. बहुत प्यारा लग रहा है. कलर प्यारा है. सियान टाइप का, लाइट ब्लू. बढ़िया है. डब्ल्यू. जल्दी से जल्दी गाइस लाइक करो फटाफट. एक सेकंड देना. हम्म. ओके. जल्दी जल्दी मैप टू स्टार्ट करो रे बाबा।
We know these South Asian representatives are going to be in your face, so be a bit more prepared.
एक
Get ready
सेकंड
for
देना,
that
मैं आ
punch
रही
and
हूँ।
the neon that's probably going to be brought out into Lotus. And let me see some
एक
actual
सेकंड
good
गाइस।
prep to stop it. Let's see the punishers when they want to come that aggressively. But Full Sense, I don't think played a bad game. I think we have to say this, that they were very in that game. It very nearly went to OT. I just think there was a few rounds where you were caught out by that aggression, by those big set pieces. So yeah, I think it's all about what they've got cooked up on the Lotus. But remember, it's them doing the surprising now, so they do have a little advantage, even though it is just your opponent's map pick.
Yeah, you are right. I don't think it was like bad from Full Sense, but I just felt like there were, it was that's why I say it was a confidence game, because they did lose a lot of it. The strategies were in place, the gameplay was in place, but the confidence, which matters so much in LAN setups like this, just wasn't there in the next few rounds. I hope they gained it back. I hope within this break they're able to regroup and remember that they are one of the powerhouses here coming into the Thai scene, because we're heading into Lotus, and as we mentioned, we don't have any info just yet on the side of Full Sense. But for Velocity Gaming, Full Sense have no excuse. They should know what is coming to them. Velocity Gaming have played this like in almost every series. Like maybe there's like a handful that
चलो
they haven't
मैप
played this on.
पिक
But on the side of Velocity,
वेलोसिटी का है और इधर
they've shown all
एजेंट
the
पिक आ
cards
गए
at this
हैं।
point, and Full Sense are bringing out the deadlock once more, but it's going to be on Laz this time around.
4 लोगों का
Yeah, so
एजेंट सेम है,
changing
बस
who's playing
सोगा
that
के बदले
deadlock,
अभी
but it's
फेड है।
still
लेट्स गो।
deadlock right, stylistically very similar. It's just adapted a little bit more to the map, bringing out the fade and the raise. So sticking with that similar style. Velocity, no changes on them. This is exactly what we would expect. We saw how strong they are playing this style. So it's all about, is Laz able to slow down the pace of that neon?
And you can feel the energy coming out from Damara too. He is fired up. I'm excited to see more of that neon coming into this. I'm excited to see if Full Sense can manage to take it back as we pass it on over to our casters Quack and Tilski for the call.
Thank you very much, Harry Potter and Hermione Granger. We're going into this second map. They talked about it. A slight surprise perhaps coming out from Full Sense, but again, so much wind in their sails for Velocity, Pilski.
Well, for sure. I'm a little bit concerned though, Quack. I think you're a bit confused. Potter is on Full Sense. So I think
right, yeah.
that makes big time Ronald Weasley, which I think personality-wise is a better fit anyway. He's a little bit unsure of himself. I wouldn't go as far as to say a beta male, but maybe in that direction.
Whoa.
Look, well, we gotta focus on the game here.
चलो गाइस मैप टू स्टार्ट होने वाला है।
Honestly,
लेट्स गो।
Vitality, Vitality, Velocity. Is it? It's VLT. Not
Yeah, it's
VIT.
similar.
I'm losing it a little bit. Don't have anyone quite as bold as Durka on Velocity, but they will creep out A main. Little bait setup in the corner there. Not going to be something that you're going to be checking.
दो
eyes
लोग
on, I
एक
think,
साइड
if
में
you're
ना इसी और रहो साथ में।
With the angles though. Laz then
Nice,
able to swing
yaar.
out, but punished quickly by Rossi.
3v4 है,
come back in for a couple
मिड
of
लेन
shots,
लो
but
है,
still,
देखते
the
हैं।
damage has been done. Spike planted now. Damara close up front around the one way. It's tough for Full Sense to find space here.
Yeah, for sure. Going to be a flashpoint to hold them even further back. Velocity trying to play close to heaven, really zoning Full Sense away and preventing them from making any ground in this direction.
Shaving seconds off the clock as well. Now they make a move with a
अरे
sudden
यार
burst up from Appinia.
स्टार्ट
Quick into
अच्छा
the hatch.
स्टार्ट
What
प्यारा
squad?
करते
Online for an ace, but with Madeline low
स्टार्ट
HP,
अच्छा
fighting
खासा
first
करते
contact
हैं
against
फिर बाद में
Leviathan.
ये हो
Full
जाता है। नहीं
sense.
यार
Just able to swing things around.
अकेले मार दिया।
What were those moves?
क्या नाम है? अपिन्या।
moving like a neon out
अकेले
there on
मार
heaven,
दिया
hitting
भाई.
every bloody shot with the
स्टार्ट
coast.
बहुत प्यारा करते
Huge
हैं
4K.
VLT वाले.
To keep full sense in the discussion, because that initial setup was disastrous. Both of those players outside of stairs there getting isolated for free, and quite honestly, Apinya has really thrown them a lifeline there to win that opening pistol.
Still insane how he's managed to do all
Tech
that
pause
on
आ
the
गया
top
क्या?
of heaven. But it does look as though we're going to be going in for, I mean, we're waiting for a little bit of confirmation, but it does, yeah, it's pretty much a tech pause.
Tech
Some
pause.
slight issues to really iron out. Nonetheless, though, a good start coming through from the
किस
Thai
चीज
squad.
का टेक पॉज हो गया? फुल सेंस का है.
Absolutely. Gonna settle the nerves a little bit. After barely not getting a cent across the line, I felt like they had pushed that into OT. They were starting to figure things out, but unfortunately, you know, when you're up against map point, all you need is just a mistake or two, and that's what it took for Velocity to finally get that game across the line. Really, really impressed with what we saw from them, and they're going to play this same style coming into Lotus here. I'm interested to see how many maps they want to be playing, you know, Neon Breach Chamber. And over on the side of Full Sense, I mean, I know that they're a team, we've seen it in Challengers SEA this year, they're quite happy to change players playing certain roles or change up comps. They're quite a flexible team of players that can all play a lot of different agents, a lot of different roles. So I know that they're capable of changing up their agent comps and their approach, even map to map to map.
यार डमारा
they
और
also
ये
are
प्लेयर
still
सेम
playing the
जैसे
same
नहीं
style
लगते
that we
भाई
saw
भाई
on
उधर
Ascent,
जो
they're
बैठा हुआ
playing
था.
the, you know,
Deadlock,
yeah, Vice Lock with the singular duelist, single unit again. So look, we'll see if it works out a little bit better. I think
ये
that
और
comp
डमारा.
is a fine fit for both of the maps, to be honest. I think the only team that really has been playing more of a funky style that doesn't fit the map is definitely the comp being played by Velocity on Ascent. This map, it's a little bit better of a fit, but it's still quite off meta, I would say.
True. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just don't see it too often these days. Maybe a little bit more last year, perhaps. But either way, you know,
I
with
mean, in general,
however the
that's what I
results happen.
saw. That's how I felt when I was looking through Velocity and prepping for Velocity going into this series. Is I was looking at their comps on paper and feeling like this feels a little outdated to me. And it is, but they're making it work.
Hello, we are back.
They have their own approach.
टेक पॉज खत्म हो गया है.
Trust
Let's
in
go.
Rossi, because the man Russ has bought him a outlaw. He has got
Okay.
armor as well. So we've got a couple of weapons being forced up around that as well. Velocity definitely trying to cause a little bit of an upset in round 2 here.
Set the guy up, you know. For all we know, perhaps Full Sense with more preparation or some adjustments possibly coming into this map might be able to flip the script. Now it's just going to be Bear and Mash at least to block it off.
Yeah, Russ just set up Rossi in A, who's now applying more pressure, opening the door. He throws a trademark into tree.
My God.
बाय वगैरह तो करके
Four-man
रखा है
rotation
हल्का
from
सा.
Full Sense over this side of the map. In the meanwhile, Velocity are just waiting out this deadlock wall front B. Full Sense have got no idea what's going on.
Teleport's ready.
Scratching your heads, running all across the map. Like, where are these guys? At least they've got that double sentinel utility to sort of slow things down if push comes to shove. But once again, they're looking at the guns and the force-ups. Velocity now caught
B
by
की
the
तरफ
grab
फील्डिंग
net.
सेट हो गई है. 3 लोग हैं.
Denied entry into B. 2 waves of utility from Full Sense hold them in their tracks. Now they're going to pivot back to that A side of the map where Rossi has been inserted right since the start of the round. They will have access to this A side, but Full Sense are going to be able to rotate in for a flood if they want to.
Some slight sounds towards Baby Door as well, so Rossi opts to play closer with the rest of the team. Now everyone's on site. A spike plant, a full 5v5 retake. You're kidding me.
रीटेक पे
Yeah,
करना
Stingers
होगा.
as well,
चलो
and a
देखते
Bucky.
हैं.
These are some really
Yeah,
great
okay.
angles being played in the site by Velocity. Going to be hard for Full Sense to deal with on this retake.
Especially with the Bucky,
Nice.
man. I'm holding my breath. First shot goes to Rossi, but
Anti
quickly
trade
traded by
हो गया है.
Sephiroth. Blades and guns out now into the
Gun
site.
power ज़्यादा
Lightning
नहीं था.
Fast finds
3v3.
another pick. Damara now pushing
Nice
all the
one.
way through. Takes down Apinya.
Diffuse हो रहा
Down
है.
to the site. It's
खत्म.
glass on a ghost. After just a moment
होश
now,
से ही
and
मार
with the
दिया
swing
3
right
लोग
around
भाई
the
क्या
corner,
हो
the
रहा है
Ghost will seal
चलो
the
ये
deal
तो
for
डिफॉल्ट
full
स्टार्ट है
sets.
2-0 होना ही है अभी
Tomorrow,
देखते हैं
you
बाय
can see how
राउंड
deep he went into spawn there. He picked up the
होश से ही
bulldog.
3 लोग मार
But
दिए
in
भाई
the,
उसने
in the
बढ़िया खेला
1v2 he ended up in, it actually probably would have been better for him to just
एंटी
have the
कोशिश
bucky
बढ़िया
there.
थी भाई शुरू
Could
में
have done
बहुत
some like
अच्छा
circle jump
निकाले
movement
थे
in that 1-on-2 and probably just won it from there. Unfortunately, just wide peeking with the bulldog there wasn't what he needed to do. But some beautiful shooting on the ghost there from Laz. Has to be
शुरुआत
said.
बढ़िया
That's the
था
player
अपना
that's usually
ये तो
kind of
मतलब
your
होना ही
money
था कि
man, the
बाय
man that
नहीं
you're
है
looking
तो
to recycle some weapons, but
अभी
he
भी
got
बाय
the
नहीं
majority
है
of the work done for full sense.
Find you.
Thanks to that, they will be going into this anti-bonus with slightly more money. Guns up and ready as well. They get information outside of B, but quick response from Velocity into C-site. Leviathan trying to hang back. Pulls out the utility though. And now
Oh, nice one, yaar.
we have a new Neon, and that's his name.
W भाई क्या movements थे मजा आ
You know,
गया
Dabby's on the bloody omen, but somebody else is doing exactly what he should be doing in this tournament right now.
Ooh. Now it's into the corner as well. Quickly contacted by Prowler, Paranoia as well. Spam some shots.
अरे यार
And that's where he gets caught
रिवील नहीं
by
होना था उधर
the edge of his ankle.
4v4
Over there.
More space for full sense. Now push on up though.
nice
And
one
also angle is still locked up by SK Rossi. The rest of the
Diffuse
team
पे
can
बैठ ही
potentially
जाएंगे
just
वो
hang towards the back, wait for the spike to go through plant. If it's lightning fast on the off angle as
अरे
well.
यार
Shots from Potter successful
1v2
though. And it's down to
come
Russ.
on
Madeline as well. Playing close range from Sephiroth
अरे
with this
यार
Bucky. Catches square onto Madeline. But it's the last survivor for full sense. No time to get the spike all the way through now. Russ just playing it careful and
चलो
safe.
डिफ्यूज
Some
के लिए
slight
टाइम नहीं है
parkour, lovely footwork coming up from Sephiroth, but no defuse means Velocity takes the
nice
round.
one 50
Great
ही
upset
निकाला है
there.
almost
With just the half buy, a lot of damage getting done with the force buy in the round previous will undoubtedly have put a lot of pressure on full senses
चलो
economy.
राउंड
Great
इम्पोर्टेंट है
movement from Tamara to be able to win that duel. Deep off angle from Rossi being able to rendezvous away. Those two factors really slowing down full
इसके
sense enough
मूवमेंट
for Russ
बढ़िया
to
थे
show
भाई
his
ओमेन
experience
के
in the
अगर
clutch there.
टाइम होता तो ये राउंड निकल चला जाता अपना बट बच गए हम लोग नाइस वन
Still a lot of guns dropped away.
Huge clutch. Look at full senses money here.
अरे शेरिफ से ही मर गए
Well, money
भाई
or not,
साहब
if they peak like that, with Damar gone as well. Some slide options
Firing
now.
spot across stairs worked very
गाइस
well.
कम ऑन लाइक
Got them
करो
that opening pick. Might try to take
यार
some
मैप
control
3
here
नहीं
at some
जाना
point to
कम ऑन
pick
यार
up the gun. In the meanwhile, though, Velocity, not mincing words, just going to pick up the pace straight into C. Going to disrespect the sheer here. Leviathan in another postcode. He's not interested in really contesting this one.
चलो
Outlaws in
सी
hand for
साइड
Rossi,
पे ज्यादा कोई
and not
नहीं है
a
एक
single
साथ
player with
4
full
लोग
armor here
रोटेट
on full
करके
set,
आ
so
रहे हैं
he's
एक की
about to
तरफ
get a
से
bit of a farm on.
और एक बस है
Ball
वाइस
picked up
से
for Laz.
सी की
He's
तरफ
now one off the annihilation, as is Russ with the plant. He's close to his rolling thunder.
Both key ultimates. But down to this nightfall.
एक वेंडल एक
Could
गार्डियन
be
है
the biggest difference. Russ, fingers crossed for a big pickup. But now blinded, has to back around the back of Mound. And that's unfortunately where he will eat dirt. Nightfall then into sight. But also strong positions taken around Waterfall. It's Rossi up around stairs despite getting hit by Nightfall. 2 shots back to back. Into the site. It's Potter pushing up front. Another
टाइम मत
kill
दो
in
नाइस
action.
वन
And it's lightning fast, just trying to defend this spike with dear life. Shrouded steps into open space,
टाइम
but
नहीं है
once
लेट्स
again
गो
with the kills, time bomb
कर लो
away
डिफ्यूज
from
कर
the
लो फुल
defuse.
सेंस
Another
हैं
Zowie clutch up for Velocity.
नाइस राउंड अभी
lovely
देखते हैं
stuff.
फुल बाय आएगा आई
Just
थिंक दोनों
really
टीम पे
causing too much of a rotation there, and once again running down the clock on the C side.
टाइम पे बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं हम लोग टाइम बढ़िया ले रहे
Who have not only played in, you know,
कोई हड़बड़ी नहीं
like
कोई
Ascension,
ये
but
वो
played
नहीं
in
बस
Pacific.
मतलब मारो
These guys have played the big stage games before. So if putting Russ or lightning fast in the clutch, you know they're good for it.
Oh my god, bro, there's 4 guys.
Was only the save though for full sense. So they've done a pretty
Time out
good
है क्या
dent
full
into
sense का?
Velocity's economy now as we head into round number 5. Both teams will be buying up. And we'll have another tech pause.
टेक
to give
पॉज
these
यार
players a little bit of a breather. Have a little bit of a think about how they want to be approaching this next gun round.
Yeah, it's been 2 rounds in a row with the C hits, and No successful retakes as far. I mean, well, the kills go well.
I mean, the formula is pretty straightforward for Velocity. They bully map control with this breach comp and the Neon. They get themselves into a post plant where they try to disrupt. Either it's a chamber on the off angle or the Neons getting supported by utility to be able to push one of these angles, and then they're going to play the post plant from there. So, like, Full Sets have pretty much seen everything that you're going to get from Velocity on this attacking side. You've got to keep an eye and an ear out for the chamber on the lurk as well, especially if he's going to op on the attacking side, because that can lose you picks early on if you're not switched on about it. So, but I think, especially after seeing
Tech
what
pause
the
आ
formula
गया
is on
guys
Ascent
फिर
as
से
well for Full Sense, they have all the information that they need to come up with a game plan to deal with what Velocity is going to do. It's just a question of whether they can execute it in the server. You know, like, I've been in the coaching booth before where I played two APAC teams back to back on the same map, and they played completely different styles. And I tried to prep the team that I was coaching game plan wise for how to approach those two different styles map to map. And it doesn't always come together in the survey. Even if you think you have the answers, even if you say, guys, we know exactly how they're going to play, you can still lose to it.
You want to play? Let's play.
Comes down to that execution. And at the same time from the previous rounds, you got some key ultimates possibly set up. A lot of early space being taken by Velocity.
Taking all of that A main space. Now defaulted towards C mount before. Tour de Force has been pulled out from Rossi. That's nice from Damara. He's heard the Sonic Sensor through the wall and been able to
बढ़िया
destroy
तोड़ा है
it.
Sonic
Door
Sensor
being tickled now.
W तोड़ा है यार
No one biting. Velocity just waiting for a mistake from Full Sense, waiting for a reaction.
Full Sense not really giving it either, though. Smokes out, continues to blockade this A side.
रॉसी तो अल्ट है एसी की तरफ
Rolling Thunders here for Rust.
नाइस वन भाई अल्ट कर
And there it goes.
अल्ट अल्ट करने नहीं दिया W
A shot out from Damara, in with overdrive now, onto site.
बेचारा नियॉन का रिचार्ज खत्म हो जाता है अल्ट पे
Right around the corner. Not sure if they're actually able to make it past.
W
SK Rossi even has Tour de Force now blocking off the other end if anyone tries to make it out of Baby Door.
सेविंग करने जा रहे हैं क्या हाँ सेविंग के लिए
has to be a save.
Yeah, Damara's going hunting. He's punished for doing so. But that's about where the good news ends for Full Sense. Velocity is just working them so beautifully right now. They're taking their time.
Let's go guys, feel the
They're not
velocity.
taking rubble control and immediately just ripping the execute onto this A site. You know, they're waiting for reactions. They tickle the door. Rossi is holding down that C line, waiting for someone to go for an info push or maybe react to the front B shove and get a pick like that. Or maybe they're waiting for Full Sense to peek out the door or pull the pin on a trap that they can potentially punish with some nice counter utility, because that is something that is great about playing this Breach Neon comp. The other team can throw a full set play at you, but you have things like the fault line and the relay vault, the paranoia that if you
W
use this
ये
utility
बढ़िया स्टार्ट था
reactively
यार
well
मजा आ
enough,
गया
you're going to be able to kind of counter what the other team's trying to throw at you. As we can see in the replay here, though, this is really just Full Sense looking a little bit disjointed and Velocity taking full advantage of that.
Always
फिर
ready
से
to
क्या
let their utility go at a
टाइम
moment's
आउट है
notice.
चलो
And not only that, the annihilation was burnt from the previous round as well. Definitely slight hurt, slightly hurting Full Sense. But we have the timeout.
That feels terrible, bro.
Yeah.
You rip the ult, get nothing for it. Terrible, terrible feeling.
Lick your wounds a little bit through this tactical timeout.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm talking about all this theory crafting with the coaching staff and adapting to Velocity style is because I haven't really felt like after many of these timeouts, I don't know if you'd agree, but I haven't seen Full Sense take a timeout and then had a perfect approach, you know, most of the time. But to be fair, I feel like post timeout every single time, Velocity has done something different. Like a perfect example of that was over on Ascent, post timeout for against Full Sense. They were doing those A main and B main plays with the Neon Breach. So we'll keep an eye on what Velocity is going to be doing in this round. We've already seen them take mount control, take A main. This time they are going to once again take A main, and it seems like Full Sense might fight for it.
Well, Full Sense did have some slight adjustments towards the end of Ascent, but that definitely did take
Guys,
a
सब
bit
लोग
more
like
time
कर दो,
too.
come on.
And that was on their attack. Now they're on defense, thinking to 4-stack on A site.
Trap being held. Jump spots there on the C side of the map from Laz. That could definitely be caught by Rossi here, who's got the Outlaw at the ready.
Oh. Oh, shots fired. Laz gonna turn away. And a sudden rip with utility out from Full Sense into A. They managed to find a shot against Samara.
The trap doesn't work, but the being a little pixel out of position is enough for Sephiroth to punish. He's going to TP over towards the C side of the map. But Velocity, despite losing that pick on A, they're not perturbed at all. They're just going to contact straight up into Leviathan here.
Okay, and they actually managed to take it down. Leviathan's gone, even with the flashes tossed in. Potter trying to slow it down with nades, but that's not going to do too much. Oh my god, it's K. Rossi. He's finding yet another pick, continuing to push on up, and now you've got Heaven Control as well.
Spike planted.
Just perhaps a couple more players towards the back. Full Sense. Again, without the most optimal weaponry, it's going to be a lot tougher. Laz, unfortunately, getting picked down. SK Rossi with another shot. Almost every single one of his outlaw
Nice
shots
one, nice
been
lead.
Good, and at the same time,
बढ़िया
they're able to
lead
block
लिया
off
हम
the other
लोगों
one
ने,
out by
let's
Tree
go.
Velocity with another win.
Some that for Ross to finish things off. I mean, I just love what I'm seeing. They didn't get caught by that trap in the early round. Damara getting punished by just a nice duel being taken by Sephiroth, but Velocity doesn't seem to be bothered about that at all. They lost their Neon to open up that round, contacted up into A, and just 4v5 Full Sense flawlessly. Very impressive stuff. Outlaw's still there for Rossi, and there's a lot of light armors on Full Sense.
A lot of potential targets. Velocity just looking to bully their way through into A site. Potter rips the showstopper. But now the rest of the team, I mean, he's trapped into this one spot, trying to run away through the doors, but not able to make it happen. Russ with a shot towards the back.
Oh, the breach util is just way too good for Russ. Pivot into B now. Leviathan to defend.
And he sets the thorns. Tries to stay tucked away, looking to surprise them, but instead it gets caught out by the bottom of his legs. Madeline with the shots through torso. The rest of the team just able to continue pushing. Laz tries to play it cautious, but unfortunately the angle's not supporting. It's Sephiroth down as the last guy.
I mean, again, this is just Velocity playing the attacking side at their pace, and it's working a bloody treat.
चलो ये round
Russ's
भी
breach
अपना हो गया.
util in this series thus far has just been so money, man. You had
ये
Full
भी
Sense
अपना
all
round.
stacked up outside of the breakable door, all got caught by fault line aftershock, and just completely disrupted that A trap that Full Sense was trying to pull the trigger on. They just couldn't get in a comfortable enough position to catch Velocity. Sephiroth under pressure now. Passes the test against Lightning Fast, but Russ is good for the 3K. 5 on the attacking side for Velocity now. I mean, I just feel like Full Sense don't have the answer. This is what I was talking about. There were 3 players there. The Omen TP'd out. You force out the Raze Rocket just to be able to try to get out of that situation, but it didn't really help them all that much, Quack.
Not a single bit. And the response to everything else as well. It's just so quick coming out from
Guys,
Velocity.
सब लोग like कर देना,
I mean,
ठीक है?
this keeps up. It's a 5-round win streak right now.
Just gonna throw fists on A again.
Okay. Gotta let those hands go, Pilsky. Grab Matt at their feet, but it doesn't quite connect. Potter trying to play it around the off angles around Rubble, but caught inside of the smoke. I mean, what did you think was gonna happen when this entire squad? Oh no.
Full Sense
Okay.
cannot win this A fight. I mean, Opinia, it's a nice pick to be getting from stair side, but Velocity just don't care. They do not care how many boys you're bringing to A Rubble. They are quite happy to take the fight every single time.
Start
And they
तो
are,
बढ़िया किया है
it's like I said,
Velocity ने, बस
the
अभी
breach
मतलब जीत
util, the
जाए हम
reactive
लोग.
util, and the way that they're taking these Rubble fights, it's just way too good. I mean, I know Full Sense only has pistols there, But it really doesn't feel like there's any way that they can win these rubble fights against Velocity right now with how well they're using their utility.
Not even like a Siege nade or anything. And now, Nightfall, clear out C, get the spike down. Full sense, the only hero weapon here would be Sephiroth's.
And again, Rossi with an outlaw. He's going to put his rendezvous down. Now he's going to play a dirty off angle inside Waterfall as you try to kick off your retake. You're going to be losing players on the way on in. This feels impossible for Full Sense.
Yeah, look at Rossi. I mean, there he goes again. Slight haunt, but everything's cleared out. The entire team is prepared. Hit by the grab net, but it doesn't even matter. Off angle. Out towards Halls, and Damar just goes in for the peek. Rossi might have been gunned down, so a slight chance for Leviathan, but still, Madeline's position was not scouted out. That will be another round up for Velocity.
I wonder what Full Sense
Let's go guys. ये मैप बस मिल जाए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
For the rest of regulation gone. It's either that or they have to figure this out. They can't keep taking this rubble fight. It's just not working for them. We need a different approach. We need to shove front B, or we need to do like a set play towards C mount, or rely on like a C mount door control kind of setup and just play retake A. Like we need a different approach here.
अच्छा खेल रहे VLT वाले हाँ वही ना.
Exactly what you're gonna see. They move into a 2-1-2 from the 1-4. And Velocity go, well, let's go straight out rubble with this exec A.
Let's go! Well, managing to slow them down with more utility this time, Full Sense. Baramash Paranoia, but it's quickly dealt with. At least a progression smoke on the site. Sephiroth may be able to find a couple of picks around it. Quick with a Steel Garden ripped coming out from Leviathan. Able to halt Velocity for the time being. But then, a stupendous Paranoia into sight. Shorties in hand as well, alongside Damara, who continues to fan out across side. Madeline with the trades. Potter and Leviathan left. It's gonna take some careful steps. Slow creeps out from stairs. Perhaps the arc rose to support, but they just go in dry peeking. Rossi with another punish. You cannot peek this guy. Potter does have nade. Perhaps looking for a way to chuck it in towards tree, but the spike's so close, Pilly. He just buys a bit of time to maybe get to halfway, but here comes Madeline jump peeking into Potter's doom.
Wow. This is unreal. It feels like no matter what happens to Velocity, they can find the right passage of play, the right call to get out of a bad situation. It's a beautiful Paranoia on backside. They lost Rust in the bloody open there. Dropped the spike in the open, and they just 4-on-5 contact up into the site, trade out beautifully, and end up in a 2-on-2 that they can win with the ult. Absolutely beautiful from Velocity. Full Sense now. Bro, they're glass cannoning. They're forcing with light armor. Like, what is going on? I feel like this team is falling apart here, Quack.
It's odd, but they're just dumping bodies again and again into this A side. Potter often, time again, the first casualty of the round. And now second blood drawn. Laz quickly ripped off. You got a couple players around Baby Door, but I don't know if these angles will support Full Sense enough. Rossi again, just slow peeking into
2v4
it.
नहीं होगा. Let's go guys. बढ़िया lead लिया है W. यही चाहिए.
Alone on this A site. Lo and behold, it's Madeline lurking while the rest of the team goes off for the spike plant. You wouldn't even think to turn behind, and Velocity now 8 rounds in a row.
This is crazy, man. Just the calling this attacking side is phenomenal. I mean, I always want to go, it just feels so methodical. They're working their way through the map. They're working together really, really well as a unit. Just waiting for Full Sense to regress into them and make mistakes. And theoretically, it's something that I've always felt like is a good approach in a tournament like this. APAC is a region that's notorious for having a lot of aggressive teams. Having a lot of teams that love to take a fight and offer you things that you can punish. And, you know, I feel like stylistically, in the past, you'll have Korean teams that'll play a little bit slower that can be good at punishing those. that kind of style. But most of those teams are already in Pacific, right?
Yeah.
And in the past, like Korean TAC FPS, that's the kind of slower style that you'd have. It's a little bit more methodical. You take your time with it. But you don't really have those kind of teams as much in Tier 2, I feel like. Velocity right now it feels like, you were kind of saying it in the break, like a European kind of style, a bit more of an EMEA flair. Maybe that comes from Russ. You were telling me that he's been playing on Guild in the past and things like that. But it's just working a treat right now. Look at that, bro.
Yo.
What is that? I can't even count them all. That's 8 rounds. I can't even hold that many rounds, bro. I couldn't even count them on the fly.
And especially with the upcoming round as well, where the guns aren't there, this could keep on going.
They lost the pistol and they went, yeah, cool. No worries.
No worries. No problem. We're good.
ये सारे काम ना अभी याद आते हैं मेरे को. क्या बोलूं मैं भाई?
There's the A control taken by Velocity. Full Sense don't want to take that fight. I like the fact that they're taking this fight towards frontside B. Funnily enough, it's not somewhere that Rossi has ever really lurked. He's always just turtling at the backside of C, waiting for aggression. And once again, he's just camping his way over in lobby, waiting for someone to peek in while the rest of Velocity take this A site for free. They're going to get a big flank on, so Rossi's going to have a chance to get involved in the action once this trademark goes down.
It's a pretty good camp to set. Outlaw first shot off. And he lands the collat. Beautiful. Opinia able to answer back, but let's see if they can find more. And Laz this time
PV4 है, हो तो जाना
will be the
चाहिए.
one to wield the Outlaw.
They're just too far out of position. Velocity's already flipped the map, playing from Heaven's side. I don't know how you complete this retake, Quack.
A couple of them, I think, hiding inside of drop as well. It's Russ. It's a perfect setup. Straight into 2 players gunning you down. No chance. Trying to keep Velocity trapped around the spike at least so that they would all go off to it, but kill still going off away. And now starting to let go of it. Leviathan able to take the shots, and Russ will go off, but the money's still good, man. They've had so many rounds, Pilsky.
I know, it's inconsequential. I just cannot believe it. Like, this experienced core and Velocity is really just allowing them to play such a slow, measured, perfect game right now. I feel like I'm watching a perfect attacking side of Lotus. This is bloody gorgeous, man.
Whoa. Alright, that's fighting words.
I'm not seeing any of that.
10-2 करा दो 9-3 नीचे कर्स वर्स हो गया पता चला हम लोगों को है दिक्कत हो जाएगी कर्स वर्स हो गया
तो our heads off. They are pumped. They are focused, Quack. Contact out onto rubble yet again. Op pulled out by the chamber over on that C side of the map, not being given a peek. Full deadlock set up on this A side of the map with a lot of players ready to defend any kind of A execute that comes out in the mid round. Prowler from Opinion will confirm no one's front B, so Full Sense don't feel any pressure to rotate. I like the fact that just trusting this A stack here.
Barrier deployed.
Hopefully, perhaps, a slightly different approach, a more passive one. But as time elapses again, they start to feel uncomfortable tossing out the utility in hopes that they would block off Velocity.
It's your fear!
Velocity then to just go out from tree. Nightfall through. Potter tries to slip past the cracks. Getting hit by a couple of flashes now, though. And Leviathan finds another. For the first time in a long streak, Full Sense come up with first kills. And now the rest of Velocity trying to barrel forward. Damara does manage to find one, but the Peach Shells manage to stop him. And Showstopper as well on towards Russ, who already was caught by Annihilation. No 10-2 this time. It's Full Sense with an answer back.
Yeah, they really figured out that attacking side. Unfortunately, it took the entire half for them to do so. Really nice setup on that A site. Completely pulling apart anything Velocity wanted to go for. Rossi checked well on the lurk by the Vice on C. And multiple ults invested to be able to shut that one down. A nice response at the end of the half for Full Sense, but they've still got to come back after this halftime break.
नाइन 3 हो गया यार कर्स एक्टिवेट ना हो जाए कर्स एक्टिवेट ना हो जाए यार 9-3 का कर्स हो गया पता चला अपने को है क्या करेंगे फिर प्लीज़ सभी डिफेंडिंग अच्छे से कर लो मज़ा आ जाए हम लोगों को भी कमबैक होने मत दो
Well, we're back into the second half.
Let's
Full
go.
Sense might have gotten
Half
that last
two,
round, but
no
it's
curse,
still so
nothing.
strong coming through from Velocity. Really liking this identity that they're beginning to carve out from themselves with this breach neon. How does that look on defense? We'll take a look.
I mean, it's a lot of dealing with the chamber. It's something that Big Time talked about on the desk. You've got to be ready for Rossi taking these mount fights and be able to deal with him accordingly. Prowler out front beat, confirming that the defense is no longer fighting Knight, although they did shut it down. Full Set's creeping their way out a rubble, and Velocity looking to fight it.
Oh, and straight up with the fault line. Look at how many it hits. Russ even finding a shot in for himself as well. Now the full team is able to just lock them outside of A lobby while Rossi begins to take a little trip all the way towards the back of spawn. Caught up by the mini-map, but the headhunter shots are good! Oh my goodness, it's just Afinia left. He's trying to track it mid-air, man. He just can't.
Oh my god. Should have hit up that Kovac scenario just before, you know.
The one where the neon's flying around? Sure.
The one where the neon's flying at you, doing 360s, and you got 3 other people running at you. That's just beautiful util use. Look at that. One player full blind by the paranoia. The stun connects. Beautiful fault line from Russ. Perfect flank from Rossi. Just the util has
W
been
guys,
so
no
effective
curse,
for Velocity
nothing.
this
Let's go.
entire series.
ऐसे ही जितवा दो नो कमबैक नहीं चाहिए
It's not
उनका
even like fully tracked by the
भाई एक तो मेरा मोबाइल पे नेट बहुत प्यारा है
either. Rossi now finding the shot. Russ with 5 assists is what I was thinking about. But look, they're just gonna keep going for it. Shoot and scoot.
He just shoves the barrel straight in Potter's mouth. It's unbelievable the confidence that this man has.
भाई मोबाइल पे क्यों लोड नहीं होता है भाई एयरटेल इतना गंदा है
Yeah, no, this is where we go for it. Jumping 360. Nah, it's not happening. Full Sense looking to push their way through with the classics.
See what they can get done here. They have.
Hello Neeraj, कैसे हो आप? Welcome to the stream.
Could die to that in one shot, but Velocity are already set up to deal with
भाई
this side
बढ़िया
plan.
जीत रहे अपन.
Can potentially delay it with some good util here.
Yeah, aftershock, the flashes, and
Nice
Prowler's
one.
all tossed in now. Madeline on
W.
the hunt, but it doesn't matter.
Let's go guys. 11-3. No curse, no comeback. 2-0 कर दो. Come on. मजा आ रहा है भाई क्या खेल रहे हैं VLT वाले देख रहे हो
Despite the fact that you had a couple of whiff shots on the outlaw
एनवी ने मेरा VCDM देखा क्या पूछो उसको है ही नहीं यार कोई आज है ही नहीं बस आज है तो जायरिक है चैट पे है जायरिक और कोई नहीं है
bonus on the cards for Velocity here. Full Sense staring down the barrel of their first gun round. They're going to need a lot of them to try to come back
11-3.
If they don't, oh man, the map just might be done. Look at this control as well.
Match point, please.
Lightning
Match
fast on
point.
top of rubble.
बेचारी आप अकेली मैं तब से अकेली हूँ यार बस ये जायरिक है मैं उसी से बात कर रही हूँ
on Ascent, right?
कितने घंटे हो गए मुझे स्ट्रीम को? 2 घंटे से ज़्यादा हो गए।
Shot there to open things up. Damara's just got a free haircut, looking fresh as anything.
ये कौन सा टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है? ये मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, टियर 2 टीम्स जो है टियर 1 करने का टूर्नामेंट है। मतलब ये अगर जीत गए या फिर फाइनल में क्या बोलते हैं, फाइनल तक पहुंच गए तो 3 तुम्हारी VCT जो मेन इवेंट होती है जहाँ पे FNC सेंटिनल ये सब खेलते हैं उधर तक पहुंच सकते हैं। एसेंशन बोलते हैं इसको, तो वहाँ तक पहुंच सकते हैं। बस फाइनल पे जाना होगा। अगर 2 स्लॉट खाली है तो फाइनल तक जाना होगा, और अगर 1 स्लॉट है तो जीतना होगा। स्लॉट के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, और उधर भी जाके अच्छा परफॉर्म करना होगा, वरना फिर से आपको इधर ही धक्का मार दिया जाएगा, इधर खेलना पड़ेगा दोबारा। उधर भी अच्छे से परफॉर्म करना होगा। टियर 1 मतलब जहाँ पे वो FNC सेंटिनल PRX ये सब खेलते, ये टूर्नामेंट है वो।
One step at a time. Similarly for Madeline, just trying to clear it and take as much as possible, but unfortunately no kills
कोई ना,
found, so
ये अपना क्या
successful
बोलते हैं
coming through from
बोनस
both
राउंड था। हाँ मैं स्टार्ट बिल्कुल जारी।
Hit that bloke with the reaction time test right now. I'm betting he clears that. Not me. I'm pushing 30 quacks, so I don't want to. No one needs to see these numbers, but. But you got the C reactions.
चलो अभी दोनों टीम पे बाय है। मैच पॉइंट पहुंच जाओ यार जल्दी से, कम ऑन।
You look like Jing out here.
Perhaps we're looking on to Rossi to hopefully be the one to react faster, but wow. We talked about the turtling, it's happening again.
अच्छा हो, मैंने इसीलिए चढ़ पाया, मुझे लगा इतना ऊपर चढ़ा कैसे।
If anything, Rossi's the turtle, because Sephiroth's just waiting for him to stick his head out of his shell so he can pop it off.
Shadows traveling.
Nothing being given. Progression smoke outside of A here. Full sense looking to try to take some space. Feeling things out with the Prowler. Hotline will push them away for now.
रुको, आज मेरे वेलो के स्टोर पे क्या आ रहा है, मोबाइल पे ही देख लेते हैं हम लोग। क्या आया है आज मेरे स्टोर पे? वैसे गाइस इस बार का बैटल पास बहुत प्यारा है, बहुत ज़्यादा।
But you've had this 2-man setup since the start of the round, Quack.
Operator. See how smooth SK Rossi can come out with it.
चलो शॉट नहीं लगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
Oh no!
ओ बोल्ड स्पेक्टर आया है, गायास का आई डोंट नो ये डबल वाला है कि नहीं, बाकी सब अच्छा है।
And Rossi's missed, you know, 4 or 5 of the last couple of shots we've seen him take.
30 seconds
You need your chamber to be connecting those shots
हाँ,
with the
इधर एक को
operator. It
निकाल
is
लिया
vitally
है।
important with this comp because, as Big Time said on the
और ए
desk,
पे कोई
if
भी नहीं है
chamber
तो
doesn't
इजीली
take those
साइड
picks,
ले
doesn't
लेंगे ये
hit those
लोग।
shots, then you become a useless man. You are a man with a gun that is not shooting anyone. It's just facts, man.
It's harsh word but true.
यार अभी नहीं,
Unfortunately will bite the dust.
है अभी इसी राउंड पे अटका ना दे यार।
Probably might want to
फुल सेंस वाले अटका ना दे इसी राउंड पे, कम ऑन।
with it for the next round.
I mean, look, I'm being a little harsh. You are a fantastic util sponge. You can soak up 2 or 3 pieces of util, TP out. But I don't know if that's what you're really looking for when you click chamber in the agent select screen.
ऐड आ रहा है ऐसा क्या? देखो देखो थोड़ा सा ऐड देखो, 0 पॉइंट समथिंग पैसा मिलेगा ना, वो ब्लैक मनी में बैंक में डालूंगी। कितना पैसा मिलता है? 0.01 0.02 ऐसा कुछ तो मिलता होगा, वो पैसा मैं ब्लैक मनी में डाल दूंगी, मजा आएगा। हाय यार इधर मत अटकाओ प्लीज। वैसे गाइस ऐड मुझे भी आ सकते हैं, मैंने ऐड ब्लॉकर हटा दिया है अपने इस क्रोम प्रोफाइल से। किसी पिंटरेस्ट वाले वेबसाइट ने मेरे को बोला चैट को 1 रुपए भी मुश्किल से मिलता होगा। 1 रुपए ये तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, ये तो 3 क्या बोलते हैं 1 हफ्ते का लाइव स्ट्रीम मिला के 1 रुपए होता होगा।
But once again, back towards the setup of velocity.
0.0 समथिंग है यार, उतना भी नहीं होगा, 0.00001 होगा। 1 हफ्ते का मिला के भी 1 रुपए मुश्किल से होगा, 0.93 ऐसे करके होगा, तो कुछ फायदा नहीं होता इससे। इतना अमीर यूट्यूब बना कैसे रही है,
Again and
मुझे भी
again.
समझ नहीं आ रहा है
Lightning
इनका
fast velocity
एल्गोरिदम।
as well outside of C.
हाँ वो
Same
तो है,
setup.
वही ना,
See if it'll find them
इसीलिए
more
मैं बोलती
success
हूँ
here.
जिनको 50, 60, 80, 1 लाख व्यूज आते हैं ना स्ट्रीम वगैरह पे,
Or
उन्हीं
become
को
a Intel
मतलब
sponge, I
फायदे।
suppose.
एटलीस्ट इतने
That's
सारे
one
लोग
prowler.
ऐड
Prowler,
देखेंगे
yes.
तो
That's
एटलीस्ट
value.
मतलब
It's
उनका
getting
क्या
bigger.
बोलते हैं, मुश्किल से शायद
Some
10
adjustments
रुपए
coming
एक
through
दिन
from
का
Full
एड
Sense. They're
से ऐसा
peeking
करके
with
होता
the
होगा,
Intel this
अभी
time.
पता नहीं है। फिर
Flashes
वो
probably
लोग
solved.
ऑलरेडी
No,
फेमस
that's
है
getting
तो लोग
soaked up.
मेंबरशिप वगैरह सुपर चैट वगैरह तो
that's a
उसी
good
से
sponge.
पूरा
That's a
होता होगा,
looking huge.
इसीलिए उन लोग का।
Looking huge, looking pumped.
इधर
like
कोई
pumped
फायदा नहीं है, जो
biceps.
यूट्यूब
After a
टारगेट
couple
देता है ना
kills at the gym.
$100 एंड ऑल का,
Love
कुछ
to see
फायदा
it.
नहीं है।
Yes.
छोटे छोटे
Sure.
यूट्यूबर,
Yeah,
छोटे
like-
छोटे लोग कहाँ से पूरा करेंगे भाई?
Great. Well,
खुद ही
that's
को
gonna
ना
push
सुपर चैट करना पड़ेगा
velocity
अमीर बन
away.
के
For
कि
a full
यूट्यूब
sense
का
away. They're
टारगेट
gonna take
पूरा
that
कर
rocket
दो।
control and tickle the door. They're
ऐसा
trying
ही
to force
होता
some
है,
rotations for Velocity
इसीलिए
over
मैं
towards the
ध्यान
A
नहीं
side of
देती
the
हूँ,
map,
ऐसे
but
भी मैं ऑफ
Velocity is
कर
not
दूंगी
really
ये सब
biting.
चीज़ें अपने चैनल
They're
पे,
just
नहीं चाहिए
sitting
मुझे।
in their rotations. Rossi's
यूट्यूब
alone on C here
30%
though.
भी खाएगा, यूट्यूब खोला भी बनेगा।
But look at the forward TP coming through from Sephiroth. Lightning fast and
मैं
Madeline
कुछ
are
नहीं
right
बोल रही,
around
मैं
the
तो
corner
चुप
as
हूँ,
well. You
इसलिए
mentioned
मेरे
that
को
they weren't biting, but here they are. Velocity.
चुप रहो प्रियंका, तुम नहीं बोलोगे, पीयू को बोलने दो। हाँ,
For that map
इसलिए मैं
point
ट्विच
score.
पे
It's
ट्विच
the
पसंद
wall-man
है।
shots up against
हाँ
Leviathan,
ट्विच आई थिंक
infiltrates
अच्छा है, बट
against
उधर इंडियन
Honor.
ऑडियंस नहीं है ना।
And there they go,
मैं भी सोच रही थी
Velocity
ट्विच
up
पे
to
स्ट्रीम
12.
करूंगी थोड़ा बहुत, मतलब जो
It's just
गेम्स मतलब
phenomenal how
इधर नहीं
little they're
चलते हैं
panicking
तो
in the
बाहर
mid to
देखते हैं
late
लोग,
round.
वैसा सारा
Like
गेम।
the rotations barely moved. They had so much
बट
space
इंडियन ऑडियंस
in
ज़्यादा नहीं है,
Rossi,
इंग्लिश
in
में
their
क्या ही
C
बोल
retake
दूंगी,
protocol,
या
that
डन
even
डन डन।
though the majority of full sense was barreling down the door of the C site, they barely even moved an inch.
हाय
Like, look at
मैच
the
पॉइंट
minimap
में
right now.
पहुंच गए ना
Rossi's
हम
on his
लोग।
own. You have the one rotation of lighting fast in Waterfall, and everyone else is still holding around the map.
हाय
Which really
इंडिया की
is
टीम है
what
यार,
allows
VLT
Madeline
का
to
मॉन।
catch that push in through door side.
ये देखो
That tells you that Velocity as a team
कैमरा
are
इधर
just
मुंह पे ही डाल
trusting the
देंगे,
setups. They
इंडियन
trust the
ऑडियंस है
process.
लेकिन
They
बहुत
are
कम है,
fully
वही ना।
confident that they are going to win this game against Full Sense.
मैं खुद
Doing what
ट्विच
they've
पे
drilled,
मूडा एंड ऑल
doing
को
what
देखती
they've
हूँ,
practiced day after day.
मूडा सबरोजा आसपास
You
इन
have
सबको
to
देखती
admire
हूँ।
that. And, you know, for all
इंडियन
the,
ऑडियंस
couple
लाइक
of
कोई
shots
है
that
ही
he's
नहीं,
left
और
here
सब
and
लोग
there,
ऐसे लोग हैं, उन
Rossi
लोग का
is
इंग्लिश
still sitting
इतना
up on
ज़्यादा
top
ही
with
एडवांस
16
है, पता
kills.
नहीं क्या क्या
Same
वर्ड
setup
बोलते
once
फिर
again.
इनके, साइबाओ साइबाओ,
Again,
एसओबी
barely dodging that
एसओबी,
util. Almost caught him this
क्या क्या
time,
वर्ड
but
बोलते
Full
थे
Sense
कि
changing
मुझे
up
समझ
the
में नहीं
approach.
आता
Gonna be a
इतना ज़्यादा।
contact towards front B, towards Russ.
और पता नहीं
That's
फॉरेन
the
स्ट्रीमर
util
लोग
after
क्या
all.
आउट ऑफ
Able to
कॉन्टेक्स्ट
slow
वो
them
देते।
down, and here comes Rossi with the door stacked
जी
open.
प्लीज
Sephiroth
प्लीज
and Alpinia
प्लीज
trying to
प्लीज
shoot their
प्लीज,
way out, but
ऊ ई आ
the chances
ऊ
of
ई,
survival
अरे
slowly slimming down.
मैं अपना
The
डेस्क
Marauder
पटक दूंगी, हो
pushes
गया
the
मेरा,
button a
हो
little
गया।
too early. Now it's Nightfall quickly
क्या
set to
बोलूं मैं,
cross Russ.
ये
Unfortunately
स्टार्ट
caught
करके
red-handed.
ये होना है
Lightning
हैं?
Fast is the last player alive for Velocity.
क्या बोलूं गाइस,
They know it's
देख लो।
front B. They know they need to smoke off the door, worry about the stairs angle. Full Sense just going to play this one by the numbers, walking hand in hand, straight through rubble. As long as they can trade this one kill,
मेरे
then
को
they can
करना
get
है
this round
ट्विच पे
done.
स्ट्रीम, लेकिन
Lightning
कैम
fast
ही नहीं
though,
है, मेरे
both
पे
of
भी
his
नहीं है यार
opponents pretty
कैम।
low here.
हर
It's a
वाले
very
कुछ
winnable
देते
1 or
भी
2
नहीं है,
clutch.
लाइक
He's
मुझे
banking on the fact
हेडफोन
that
भी
they're
नया
gonna end
लेना है,
C here.
हेडफोन भी मेरा टूट चुका है बीच में से, पूरा वायर उसका ऐसा लग रहा है चूहे ने कुतर दिया, तो
Okay.
घर पे सुनते ही नहीं है मेरी।
Slowly coming back into it though.
जीरो सपोर्ट, एकदम जीरो।
Now you've got a couple of smokes to potentially try, but
नहीं होगा भाई, इतना अच्छा स्टार्ट
forward.
करके राउंड पूरा वो कर दिया,
I'm
मेरे
more
को
concerned
खुद को
about
बुरा
Baby
लग
Boy.
रहा है।
It's the players
लो,
up towards heaven, and they were both
दो
working
मार दिए
together.
थे, लाइटनिंग
Full
फास्ट
sense
ने एक मार दिया
able to
था,
extend their life.
टोटली मतलब थ्रो हुआ है
Yeah,
बाद में,
staying
उसके बाद
alive in this series, just doing
सेम
things
ईयर, वही
sensibly,
ना,
at least in the
नहीं
XGX.
सुनते
That was a
यार,
very
और
nice setup.
महंगा भी इतना है,
That's what I was
4-5
talking about
हज़ार
when I was
जुगाड़
asking
कहाँ से करूँ मैं,
when a Full
4-5
Sense gonna
हज़ार
run,
बैंक
a
में
C
लूटना
outdoor
पड़ेगा
setup.
तब
That's
होगा।
exactly what you saw from Velocity there.
ऊपर
As
से
soon as the
हेडफोन
front
भी
B
अभी
contact
नशा
comes
करने
in
लगा
onto
है, वो
Russ,
मोबाइल पे
not
नहीं नहीं होता
obviously
एक ही
multi-
पोजीशन पे
he
काम
can get
करता है
one,
वो
but
ऐसे या तो
you have
ऐसे
the
रखो
Omen
वो
who
ऐसे
opens
रखो
the
वैसे
door,
काम
and
कर
then
रहा
it's
है.
just a firing squad
ऊपर से
for
मॉनिटर
it
भी
off,
खराब है.
staring
किसका
straight
देखूं मैं?
down from
हेडफोन
that
2-3
seaside
हज़ार
all
का
the way
आएगा,
through the B door.
कैमरा
It's just free
4-5 हज़ार
pickings.
का आएगा,
So
लाइट
it's
वगैरह
such a
का
strong
खर्चा
setup,
छोड़ दो,
especially when you're running
फिर
the chamber.
मॉनिटर क्या बोलते 10-15
It was the
हज़ार का
perfect
आएगा.
reaction
कि
for
ये
Vincent
क्या
trying to
क्या
kick off
देखूं
that
मैं
B
अभी?
contact. Unfortunately, though,
इसीलिए मैं छोड़
where
दी हूँ.
Velocity
जो
really
नए
ran into
होगा.
issues was just trying to end the game too fast, too
भाई
quickly.
पिछला
You
राउंड
had the
अपना
full
ही
crunch
था,
coming
कुछ भी
around through
बोलो
A
अपना
lobby.
ही
They
राउंड
really
था.
just tried
थ्रो
to
करे.
find those full sense
3
players
फ्रैग
that
निकालने
they
के बाद
knew were
प्रो है
stuck in
पूरा.
front B and hunt them down and kill them so they could just be done with this game. But
Yeah.
you corner some of these full sense players and they are sharp as anything. They're going to punish you for that.
Tomorrow with the overdrive as well, but I guess we'll see.
मैं तो बोलता हूँ टीबोन वाले ईयरफोन ले लो. कौन सा यूज़ करता है वो नाम नहीं मालूम यार. IEMs है बट नाम मुझे भी नहीं पता. IEMs भी 2-3 हज़ार के ही आते हैं. 1000 वाले का रिव्यू मुझे पता नहीं है. वो स्टार्टिंग वाला है तो गेमिंग के लिए बना भी है कि नहीं आई डोंट नो. उन लोग का तो महंगा ही होगा. कम से कम उसका तो 4-5-6-7 हज़ार का भी हो सकता है क्योंकि वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में रहता था. उधर बहुत कुछ लिया था उसने टेक्निकल चीज़ें.
Tour de force could slow, but the angles aren't there. He's been smoked off and everything.
Definitely have a chance at a shot here at some point.
Okay.
भाई हाथ से राउंड जा रहे यार.
Yeah, I mean full sense just doing a really good job.
इतना तक पहुंच गए तो
behind the cover of the dark cover. Prowlers to push that chamber off the line, and they're going to secure themselves the showstopper. So I would assume they would have just kicked off the AXQ, but it looks like they want to split B instead.
Door quickly broken. Showstopper into sight. A sheriff shot heard, but
मारो मारो पॉटर को मारो. नाइस.
Showstopper just to give
बी साइड पे प्लांटिंग हो रहा है. बाई नहीं है ना इतना तो ये राउंड भी गया लग रहा है. हाँ 2K का रहेगा वो हेडफोन्स हुए.
Slightly through and out over from door, but Steel Garden should secure it. Sephiroth out with first blood. Spotted off to another player as well, and you still have, C-Link blocked off with the smokes. It kind of does go off though, and here come the flashes now. Rossi with the first shot on Tour de Force, and it just controls a little bit more space. And with that, the rest of the players are now able to set up the firing squad around the site. Laz wanting to push all the way through, but slowed down. Rossi, the shot whiffs. And it's Annihilation sent in as well, but not quite connecting. Grabbed it onto Rossi. Laz needing to nail the shot. He comes back in and manages to
इतना अच्छा करके राउंड निकाल नहीं पा रहे यार. NT ये बढ़िया ट्राई था. W try.
Took everything out of full sense to get that round across the line though, and there was very little invested in it from Velocity. Just the tour de force, a Bucky and a
ये बढ़िया
sheriff,
ट्राई
but
था.
they make
W
that round look so competitive.
टाइम के कारण
All
वो
well.
है.
Velocity are really making full sense
ये
expend
बढ़िया
everything,
ट्राई
and
था
that's why
यार.
you see the celebration from the team that just lost that round. They know that they've really taken everything away from
गाइस
full sense here.
IEMs में कुछ दिक्कत तो नहीं आएगा ना. लाइक वो तो ईयरफोन का प्लग जैसा ही रहता है तो पतला सा वायर है तो टूट गया. कुछ ही महीनों में वो हो गया ईयरफोन की तरह. तो मेरे तो वो हो जाएंगे 2-3 हज़ार देके भी. लाइक क्या बोलते हैं स्कीम हो जाएगा मेरे साथ. स्कीम.
Rossi though, the way that he's hugging that wall so tightly would have been a strong angle, but otherwise everyone peels off. And go back to the B.
फिर से B पे ट्राई कर रहे हैं. क्या खुश
Straight up into
जाएगी.
heaven. Potter's going to have a really deep angle to be playing here. Damara looking to contest with Russ's util, but forced away by the dark cover for now.
And that's everything blocked off. Double sonic sensors too, but Madeline in with a nightfall, out with the guns. Damara the first one to slide in. He actually gets a
3v4
straight
प्लीज यार. अभी थ्रो नहीं.
out from heaven.
अभी थ्रो नहीं. मैं मार डालूंगी.
Rossi towards the back, pulls some attention
अभी
away as
थ्रो
well.
नहीं.
Ross
डिफ्यूज.
coming back
अरे
through.
यार.
And now with the op shots, all of a sudden, Velocity feels the need to turn around. Potter still alive as well. Oh no, the shots whiff! This could be it then. Potter low in
Nice.
exposes
थैंक यू.
himself on
नहीं
the
मुझे ये
open
नहीं लगता है कुछ
lane
प्रॉब्लम
fast
आएगा.
fight.
फिर भी यार डर लगता है. पहली बार यूज़ करूँगी ना. W guys, India OP Velocity Gaming OP feel the Velocity. क्या जीते हैं हम 2-0.
Absolutely beautiful.
2-0 जीते हैं भाई. 2-0
I don't know
इंडिया
how
ने
many
हरा
people
दिया.
would have
Let's
had
go.
high expectations of Velocity coming into this tournament. I mean, South Asia.
फिर भी वो मतलब
usually a
पतला
region
सा
that
होता है ना.
people
हेडफोन
underrate
जैसा होता है
pretty
वो
heavily,
जो फोन
especially
वाले
when you've
हेडफोन
got
होते हैं
sharp
वायर्ड. तो
teams
थोड़ा सा डर लगता
from
है कि
Southeast
लाइक
Asia, like
थोड़ा
full
सा
sense,
हिलते
they're
ही
playing
वो.
on home soil here.
अभी क्या
They
फाइनल
should
अभी
be in
नहीं
their
है.
comfort
ये तो
zone.
ग्रुप स्टेज है.
And they
प्लेज ऑफ
played a
अभी
pretty
बाकी
decent
है.
game
प्लेज
today,
ऑफ
but
के बाद
Velocity made
फाइनल्स.
them feel very uncomfortable.
स्टार्टिंग है
Coming in
ये.
with this really unique style.
लेट्स गो गाइस,
Breach
वेलोसिटी का
Neon
पहला
Chamber
मैच
on
इतने
both
इंटरनेशनल
maps,
लेवल
slow,
पे देख रहे हो,
measured
बैंकॉक पे हो रहा है
gameplay,
ये.
really effective
इंडिया
utility usage.
वेलोसिटी, लेट्स गो
I
फील
can't
द
wait to see
वेलोसिटी
what
डब्ल्यू
team
यार,
takes on Velocity
मजा आ
next
गया.
and how they're
2-0
gonna try
वो
to
भी,
tackle it.
2-1 भी नहीं,
Likewise,
2-0.
Pilski. Oh my god, you're standing in his spot. Don't take my limelight. But at the same time, yeah, it's true.
डब्ल्यू मजा आ
What
गया.
an incredible style,
जीजीज गाइस,
something
जीजीज
that
बढ़िया
teams had
खेला है.
to
वेलोसिटी
kind of
ने
adapt around.
सुपर हैप्पी भाई.
And you saw the effects of it.
ऐसे
They
अगर
were-
परफॉर्म
Velocity
करते
was
रहेंगे हम लोग
still
फाइनल्स
running
तक
that kind
पहुंच
of
जाएंगे
turtle
तो
approach that you
वीसीटी
mentioned
में
before.
अपना स्लॉट है.
Yeah, I felt like
Let's
they
go.
were the whole series trying to adapt to what Velocity was doing to them, which is so not Full Sense's style. You know, like when I think of Full Sense, I think of a team that is decisive, full of sharp
W
players
जीते
that
हम लोग,
plays
मजा
their
आ गया.
game. They're always asserting.
चलो गाइस, इसी के साथ हम लोग चलते हैं. इसी के साथ गाइस मैं चलती हूँ. मैं कब से लाइव हूँ, मैं अकेले हूँ. आप लोगों से बात करके अच्छा लगा, जो भी लोग आए हो. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन. बाय बाय पुकीस. मेरे हेडफोन थोड़े जीजीज है तो वैलोरेंट वगैरह का सीन देखना होगा. मुझे साउंड इतने परफेक्टली नहीं आता है, कम हो जाता है, ज़्यादा हो जाता है, डिस्टर्बिंग वाला साउंड आता है, जैसे मतलब वो सीडी का कैसेट थोड़ा सा वो हो जाता है. तो देखती हूँ वेलो का सीन क्या होता है. बाकी टेक केयर गाइज, बाय बाय. इट्स मी प्रियंका साइनिंग ऑफ फ्रॉम टुडे स्ट्रीम. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन. हैव अ ग्रेट डे. बाय बाय.